intro music.
It is rad. Are we live?
WWE.
Lindsay, the producer, are we live?
I think it worked this time.
We are live. We're a little late.
What time is it?
No. How late were we? Oh, only 4 minutes.
That's not bad.
We're still new to this.
Worth the wait.
We're still new to this. Okay.
Hi, Matt.
Hey there, Russ. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Another week. 4K Kings.
A lot of news to discuss, I believe.
I think.
You have to tell me. I intentionally keep myself in the dark, Matt.
You like that, don't you?
I do. I like hearing it from your mouth.
Thank you, Russ. I hope everyone else does too.
5.1K people do, man.
They enjoy that.
They
enjoy that. Yes.
They like hearing the words from your mouth, and they like my sunglasses.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to 4K Kings. I'm Matt.
I'm Russ.
And welcome to your home. Just your home. I was going to say physical media, but I just want to say welcome home. I like that when you said that the last week. It was like, welcome home.
Welcome home.
Hey, welcome home. Welcome old, welcome new.
Yes, you physical media veterans. Welcome home.
Welcome home. And if you are just stumbling upon this and you don't know what you're looking at, Russ and I are here tonight to talk about some physical media news, talk about some movies, talk about some things we love, get into a little trouble.
A little trouble.
Maybe. And wanted to give a big first shout out to literally everyone out there that's watching this right now. We hit 5K, a big subscriber goal for us.
Oh yeah.
The other day.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I just wanted to start with that and say it is pretty mind blowing. I think I feel very honored.
So do I. Eternally grateful. One thing I think I can speak for you as well. Neither of us expected to go that quick.
No.
From 4K to 5K.
Or this far. I mean, you hope to, but I mean, it's pretty awesome that we did. Yeah. And I feel like what's really cool is there's a lot of people probably watching this right now, or a lot of people that at least I see commenting to this day that have been commenting since the beginning. And we've been doing this. This is we're going into our 4th year now. So we've really been with some of you out there a good amount of time. And I think what really, hits me is subscribing to a channel that has 5 subscribers. You know, subscribing to somebody that's got 10. Like when we first started, it's just anyone that's still with us that gave it a chance. That's I don't want to say an act of courage, but honestly, when you see a channel that's got 2 subscribers, are you immediately yeah, let me join in? I don't know. So I just want to say thanks to everybody that, gave us a chance even from the beginning and is still here. I'm humble. Thank you.
And not only are we humbled, we pay attention, we read. I know I'm in there engaging probably too much in the comments. But whenever someone does comment and they say, hey, we're at day 1, we've been with you, yeah, I'm always like, yeah, I know. I see you. I see you. I'm paying attention. I love hearing your thoughts. I love it all.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, huge thank you to everybody. Like Russ mentioned, I love this community too. It's awesome talking with everybody. We've built a lot of cool friends, a lot of people that send stuff to us in our email, sharing different stories and collections of their own. So this has been really awesome. It's a really awesome journey, and we're not stopping yet. Russ, what's next? What's next for the 4K Kings?
Broadway?
That'd be great. 4K Kings the musical.
You caught me off guard with that question, Matt.
Did. Our next goal, where are we going next? 10K, 20K.
Oh, yes. 10K, 20K, 1 million K.
1 million K, 100 million K. So I think that's the goal. I think our goal this year should be at least to get to 10. Do you think we can do it?
I think we actually, and the people watching already, they know this news as well. I think that momentum is on our side. I feel like every time I go on the internet, I'm seeing an article about physical media making a comeback. Are DVDs the new vinyl? And of course, my answer is no. But it's really encouraging to see all these articles.
I agree. What about everybody out there? Lindsay, the producer, who do we got out there tonight? Who do we got? Who's in the chat?
Oh, you guys have so much love in the chat. It's so nice.
Let's hear it. Who do we got?
Well, first of all, Sarah Beth said, "Oh, thanks, dads." Let's see, Mozart's Ghost. They said that what's great is because you guys are on the smaller side, it's more personal. Someone else said that they like that you guys actually connect with everyone. So yeah, lots of nice things.
And Mozart's Ghost, you're another person. I remember that name. I love your little icon, avatar, whatever.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Yeah, I mean, I know you've been around since the early days too. So thank you so much for being there, Sarah Best, another OG 4K Kings fan and viewer who we love. Sarah, what's up? How are you out there tonight? So just a quick a couple of things about this goal, Russ, that I thought we should share with the people. I know we kind of touched on a little bit of our plans and kind of our what we were going to be doing this year, but I at least wanted to mention it at least one more time and keep letting the folks know that we're pretty much every other week going to be live streaming all of the physical media news and covering just regular old chit chat between Russ and I.
That sounds like a plan.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
So every other week, we're going to do live streams just like this while also still uploading to the channel different movie-related topics, different, pre-recorded, edited segments to go along with all the live stuff that we're doing. We're really enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying it too. We want to do this for maybe, like I said, a couple hours every other week just to get caught up with everybody at home and share some of the great news that we've all heard and hear about maybe the news that you've all heard.
And I think those watching should be excited to know that this ultimately means more content.
Yes.
We're going to be uploading a little bit faster, a little bit more of a steady pace, I'd say.
A little bit too much.
Yeah, probably too much. You're right.
Pipe down with it a little.
Simmer down. Man.
Simmer down. No, but you're absolutely right. It's going to be, I think, a win-win for everyone. I think this is a really exciting time. I'm enjoying this.
It's a great time to be alive.
It's a great time to be alive when we're here live, able to talk with the people that we enjoy so much. So.
Yeah.
If you, in order to get to this goal, we're going to need all the help we can get. So if you still have not subscribed and somehow you're watching this, please hit the button and share with a friend.
If you haven't PayPal'd me money, or my Cash App is russ@verizon.net. I went off the rails on that one. I said PayPal, then Cash App, and I just had to save it by making it completely absurd.
Completely absurd.
Matt, come on, let's keep going.
Before Russ, Russ, let's move on. Before we jump into the news, I did want to ask. Let's ask the audience just really quick. Something that we were talking about earlier. What are some interesting topics, some different things that we should be trying to cover more of this year, different videos that maybe you all want to see from us specifically, whether it's original stuff or what other kind of stuff?
I don't know. I was thinking, personally, what I'd like to see of us, I want to debate some directors. I want to debate them. You want to debate them, or you want to debate someone about them? I want you and I to confront Christopher Nolan on his lawn. and debate him. And yes, explain the audio in Tenet. No, I want you and I to discuss. And like I said, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Does anybody out there, you and I are simpatico on a lot of things. Yes. I mean, that's why we're friends. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe people out there would like to see us debate. Argue, maybe disagree. Yeah, a little I think drama. I think they'd like that. Yeah. But in what way? Matt, how can we debate, and what can we debate? I don't even know. I'll start it off. Fuck you. That's not how this works. What does the audience think Russ and I should debate? This is Lindsay, the producer. Lindsay, the producer. She's in there. She's in there running the comments. While she's running the comments, Russ. Let me get here. Let's let the people know what we're talking about tonight. So tonight, let's lead by example, Matt. Yes, tonight we're going to be talking about announcements from Shout Factory, Scream Factory, Second Sight. We're going to be talking about Criterion. We're going to be talking about Major League. We're going to be talking about Good Burger 2. Just for you, Russ, and a whole lot more. Wait. Good Burger, that's Criterion, right? Yeah, that's the Criterion April slate. They got Good Burger 2 coming in. Yeah. There's also been some early reviews of Trainspotting I want to talk about, since everyone out there knows that I'm a big Trainspotting fan, even though a fraction of you care about Trainspotting. But that's okay. It's shite. But yes, that's what we're going to be covering tonight. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Come in, come back, go eat your dinner, come on back over. We'll be here for a while. Yeah. All right, Lindsay, did anyone comment what they thought we should cover in the new year? Any topics? Are we getting anything out there?
Oh, yeah, this chat is very hot. It's very hard for me to keep up.
All right, we got a hot chat. Give me one or two. Let's hear who they are. What do they want?
Okay, so Leo G says he'd like you to debate Nolan on his praising of Snyder.
Leo,
wait. Christopher Nolan praised Zack Snyder?
He said something to the effect of he sees his influence in all superhero movies that come out since he put that out, like something to that effect. I don't know the exact quote, but like
Put out 300, I guess. What is he?
no,
reporting?
his superhero movies, like the way he started with Man of Steel and whatever else, like he's saying that genre or that style has sort of like reverberated, and everyone sort of is doing something. Like he can feel it in all of these movies. I think that's the quote. I should probably look that up, but that's what I remember.
That's high praise.
There you go. He praised them. That's why he's saying we should debate it.
Yeah, let's debate that. I disagree.
I don't know if I
don't know. That's something I'm not like 100. I'm not very passionate on, but I don't know. That's
Look, you're
I
about
guess
to be passionate.
I've never really heard Zack Snyder praised.
Leo G wants us to argue whether or not Zack Snyder should get praise or not. We don't know. What else? Who else is
my
out there?
short answer is
Okay.
no.
Grant Johnson would like you guys to debate which Tarantino movie is best.
Grant Johnson wants us to debate what Tarantino
We
movie is
could-
best. We could do that.
We kind of could. I think we're pretty much in line.
We did it. We did a video where we covered all of his, and I think
did.
we gave our own rankings at that time.
We did, and the only I think well, I'm not going to speak for you. What is the best Quentin Tarantino film?
Well, for me, it's Pulp Fiction, but I mean, if you had to step out, I think it depends on. I think I was asking you when we were talking about Nolan. I think you either have to step out of yourself and look at things objectively and say what's his best film, or be rooted in nostalgia and be biased in what your pick is. So
yeah.
is it favorite or is it best? And I think that's how do you argue?
And I'll take it in. I would say that also about Spike Lee. Like, to me, Do the Right Thing is his best, and it's also my favorite. Like, sometimes they
align.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Pulp Fiction is a strong candidate for that as well. I mean, it's not Pulp Fiction isn't a movie that you're just going to read critical reviews of and walk away cold. Like, wow, that was a very well. Like, you're going to fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's not a chore to watch. I agree with you for the same reason. It has to be Pulp, but Jackie Brown is on its ass. I watch Jackie Brown way more than I do Pulp Fiction as time goes on.
So that
At
might
least
be
for
your favorite.
At least for the past 20 years, I have put on Jackie Brown 10 times as many times as Pulp Fiction, easily.
Yeah.
So if you take away the sort of edge of how important, how sort of landmark, that pop cultural moment of when Pulp Fiction landed in 94 and everything that came with it. And Pulp Fiction is great. I don't want to downplay Pulp Fiction. It's a fucking 10 out of 10 to me. I don't know, man. Jackie Brown, I just enjoy. Like, I just get a more... Like, I want to be with those characters more as I get older. And I don't really get that from Pulp, especially during the Bruce Willis segments, which Jackie Brown, I'm with it all the way through.
Great debate. Who? No debate for me, bro. See, maybe it's impossible. The only time I feel like our bloods ever boiled was when The Revenant came up, and that's the most silly thing to debate out of all of these more important topics.
Don't give the audience any ideas. They don't know how we feel
I
about
feel
The
like
Revenant.
that's one of the only things we've ever like really debated,
I'll say
and it
this.
wasn't even that like harsh.
Let's
but
debate.
it was a conversation that
Let's debate how well of a remake Prey was of The Revenant.
it did smell a little like The
Right
Revenant.
down to the bear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was not a very good bear.
Ooh, yeah.
Not a
Leo
good bear.
took it better.
Any other suggestions out there from the people before we move on to the news?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch
Oh,
of them.
give us a few more, Lindsay, the producer.
Joe W. Mitchell just came through with the idea of showing your favorite hidden gems,
Okay.
or debating the titles or the releases that came out from different labels and which label is the best.
Debating which label is the best. Debating who was that from?
Joe W. Mitchell.
Joe W. Mitchell. Which boutiques are the best? Which movies from which boutiques are the best? A hidden gem from our collections. Hidden gem. I feel like I have no hidden gems. I feel very sad about that.
I do, but it depends on. Do you mean hidden gems in terms of films
movie
that are?
itself?
Yeah, the movie itself is
Maybe.
underseen that I love.
I hope that's
Or
what
do
it
you
is
mean?
because I have those.
Yeah.
I don't have the other
Or
ones.
do you mean gems like
Like-
a gem to me? And I'm gonna or I believe it'll be in a video that's about to air. A personal gem in my collection is the Severin, right? Severin Vinegar Syndrome.
Which one? What about it?
The Night Killer.
Oh, Night Killer. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Yeah, with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 slipcase, because that's how it was released in Europe.
Yeah.
I adore that because it's so absurd. Anyone that would even confuse Night Killer as being canon with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, I mean, you have problems. I'll say, but like it's just such an absurd thing to get an official release. That's one of my gems. It's just that slipcase for Night Killer.
I got no gems.
Yeah, you do. Dude. You have a Home Alone paint can.
Why you gotta call me out for my Home Alone paint can?
I will never forget that, dude. I saw that.
How many people have a Home Alone paint can edition where it has all the films in a paint can? How many of you out there have it?
I saw that in your house maybe 15 years ago, and it is just burnt in my memory. I didn't know it existed, and no offense, I remember thinking, like, who in their right mind would buy that?
Now it's like a nice holiday decoration. Anyone know what I'm talking about out there? It's the Home Alone series, every last one, including the television ones, which are obviously, like, who's watching those? I did not. You're only getting 1 and 2 mainly, but it came in a paint can, which was clever. And there was like a map of the house.
Did you ever attack anyone with it?
They gave you all the stuff you needed. My son loves it. He's watched all the television Home Alones.
He sets up traps around the house with it all the time.
All right.
You do, though. No, not with your gems. You know, one thing you have more of than I do is stuff like that. Like, you have that Nakatomi Plaza Die
I do
Hard.
like the Nakatomi Plaza Die Hard.
That's cool. You definitely have more than I do, those sort of like sets, those display pieces. I tend to stay away from those. Just
I hear you.
You have more space than
I see what you're saying. You tend to stay away from those types of...
You gifted me the beautiful Sleepwalker's bust over here.
The Schlafwandler.
The Schlafwandler bust. And it's here. It's with you.
Who remembers us unboxing these busts?
You're a real day one.
I was going to say, if you remember us unboxing those, let's get a what's up in the chat for that.
Shout out to Mark too.
Is Mark out there?
Yeah, he's our real.
Where's Mark? All right.
He's the VIP day one. Sorry, everyone else. You got to earn it.
Mark sent you something.
Sorry, Mozart. I know Mozart's ghost never sent me anything.
Oh, my God. Coming soon, the 4K Kings P.O. Box, where you can send Russ gifts and buy his love. All right, so let's jump into the news, Russ. You ready to jump into some news?
Boy, I am.
All right, so like I said, we're talking about Shout Factory, Scream Factory, Criterion, Second Sight, bunch of Paramount stuff. But first, we're going to jump into Second Sight.
Yeah, it was a big announcement they had.
Yeah, they had a big announcement day. At least for me, they're always putting great titles out, but this was a day where both titles they put out were like wow, and they both are two movies that I really enjoy, and that very rarely happens. It was like a 1-2 punch, which was pretty awesome. So for Second Sight, let's start with them. These are all their March titles. It looks like. So coming out March 18th on 4K Ultra HD from Second Sight is Green Room in a limited edition 4K set. Look at that thing. Look at that baby. It's looking good. It's looking good.
And I know you are a Second Sight aficionado. You have a majority of their releases. We already know the quality of this will be stellar.
Yep, and I actually have the Blu-ray right here.
I have that too.
Yep, I got this Blu-ray right here with the slipcase. It kind of annoys me when they put the Rotten Tomatoes certified fresh on there. I really wish that wasn't there.
I know. I remember, I adapted it. You don't see it too much anymore, though.
I wish I could peel it off.
That era of like the mid-2010s,
Yeah.
you're right, man. Every damn cover had a Rotten Tomatoes logo.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Anton Yelchin. He is the star of this movie. How many people have seen Green Room out there? Do we got anybody? How many? Does it seem like more yeses than nos?
I've seen it, Matt.
You have seen it, Russ.
I saw it in the theater.
Did you see it in the theater?
I actually did.
No kidding. I did not. I saw it at home. So anyway, this is its 4K debut. Green Room, originally obviously here on Blu-ray, and this is its 4K debut coming from Second Sight. And I feel like if you're a fan of this movie, like I said, I'm not sure who's a fan of this out there. People that are excited for this, you should be pumped. I know I am. This is basically another banger from Second Sight. They're getting one little touch that they're doing here, which is kind of cool on both of these releases, is that it's a combo pack release with a 4K and a Blu-ray, but both discs have the special features on it.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
That's a nice touch.
It is.
I don't.
No sarcasm. I love that.
I do too. Like switching the discs out to get to the special features, when they're on the blue but not on the 4K. It is what it is. But that's kind of nice.
But you know what's funny? I've never been in a situation where I've actually had to do that and been irritated.
Yeah, no,
It's
me
just
neither.
the idea
Yeah,
of it.
it's
Like,
like,
oh,
oh,
I want it all on one
Yeah,
disc.
that's really nice. So you're getting Dolby Vision HDR with this thing. There's no direct mention of the transfer on here, but I see some people in the comments saying something about it being an upscale. I don't know who's got that information or where they're getting it from. So just take that for what it is. There is a new audio commentary. There are 4 new interviews, and then especially with the director as well. And then again, the typical like second sight treatment. So you come down here and you got the nice big old rigid box, booklet, digipack, and then these are cards, and everything is green. Obviously, it looks like a solid release. It's taken me a second to kind of warm up to this illustration here. Like I'd like to see it in person. Obviously, this is like a digital reproduction, but I don't know if it's like a flat matte kind of a thing, if it's going to be shiny or what it will be. And it's not bad by any means, but I don't know. As far as an illustration is concerned, I don't know that it's like blowing me away.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely picking this up. Right?
I'll talk about that in a second. Yes, I want to pick it up.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert for me. I enjoy this movie. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it enough to warrant a second sight price. Not that their prices are bad. They match the quality of the merchandise.
Yeah.
But this isn't a title that I want to go that hard on. So you're right. My immediate thought is for second sight, that might be their least. I don't want to say it's bad artwork, but I'm not as impressed by that as I have been by others.
I've seen some other. I think this artist they've used a few times, and like by no means is it like terrible, but I do think it's like, I don't know if there could have been different imagery or whatever that they used, but it's
not as minimal as their other releases are. I feel.
In a way, and it's $40. Like if you,
that's not bad.
Yeah, these are $40. These
I
are
was
$40.
thinking it was going to be close to 100 getting it.
No.
And all that.
Well, it's before shipping, and I do want to talk about that for a second. Yeah, so it's $40, but I don't know. Did we get a consensus, Lindsay, the producer, on how many people have seen this movie or not seen it?
We've got a handful of people that have seen it. Some people said they saw it and it was just okay.
Just okay?
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah, Dan Katz actually said he's been waiting for Green Room in 4K and specifically wanted it from Second Sight, so he is stoked.
Dan Katz specifically wanting Green Room in 4K. Nice.
And Kirk Redgate just watched Green Room this week.
Oh, okay, Kirk.
Kirk's a regular.
Kirk's a regular. Yeah, what's up, Kirk? So for people that, I'll just briefly say, for people that maybe have not seen it and are like, what are these people going on about? This is from the director of this movie, also directed this movie Blue Ruin, which I have here, which I think you and I talked before. This movie might have a slight edge on this one for me, although these are both very strong thrillers. This movie, like you can tell, there's like some blood on the cover and whatnot, but it looks like it's going to be intense, which it pretty much is, but it's a really cool thriller. It's kind of a cool concept where there's like a band that plays at a neo-Nazi bar. I don't think they're 100% aware that that's what it is going in there, but they are going to play it anyway. And then they kind of get caught in their green room when they witness like a murder take place, and they're, how are they going to get out? Are they going to be like killed in this place where probably nobody knows where they're at, or are they going to be able to make it out? It's very wild. It's very intense. It's definitely on the, I don't want to say gory, but they don't shy away from the violence when it occurs. There's no cutting away. It's squeamish. Same thing with Blue Ruin. I would say the few times where they show some...
They're violent films.
Yeah, but they don't shy away from letting you experience that violence.
I think for me, and I agree with you, I give Blue Ruin the edge. Let me say this, for anyone out there who's commenting, I think Kirk just did, or someone else who's been waiting, if you love Green Room and you haven't seen Blue Ruin, go watch Blue Ruin immediately. I mean, they're very comparable.
Yeah.
Tonally, they are the same. I think what gives Blue Ruin the edge for me is I don't recognize the actors.
True, yeah.
And I think that gives it more of a sense of realism. Where when I watch Green Room, I know who Anton Yelchin is. I know who Picard is.
Yeah.
I know who Imagine Poots is.
Yeah. I didn't really know any of these people were, other than Patrick Stewart. Other than Patrick Stewart, which I kind of was like, wow, he did a great job in this movie.
Anton Yelchin did a movie. I actually there's a maybe this is a hidden gem. Just as a fan, there's been no good release. He did a movie called Charlie Bartlett. I always liked.
I thought you were going to say Star Trek.
No.
I think he was Scotty in Star Trek.
I heard I'm not a Star Trek guy, but I always heard he did a good job as Scotty.
Yeah.
Actually, I've always heard from Star Trek fans that the cast was actually really good. It was just more of, comparing it to the original. What was I saying, Matt? You just brought up Star Trek.
How good Anton Yelkin is. And Charlie Bartlett.
Yeah, he's really good in that. Imagine Ferris Bueller mixed with, I get like apathy. I guess what he can do well. This was in the beginning when Downey was making a comeback. Also,
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it, and it's basically about a high school kid who sells pills. It's actually
Charlie does.
Yes, it's a pretty good movie. So I was aware of who he was watching it. Where were we going with this?
I don't know. You were
Here's
telling
a funny
me.
story. I'll tell you one funny story. But like I said, I think this is a solid movie, but nothing I would run out and oh my god, you required viewing. I am fond of this movie. I became friends with someone over arguing about this movie. A person who was more of a metal fan. I know a lot about punk rock. I've been into punk rock a lot in my life. And they were debating with me, like, would this band play Nazi punks fuck off in front of Nazis?
Which they do.
They do. And I said, nah, that's a total punk rock thing. That's in the history. I mean, for those Nazi punks fuck off is a Dead Kennedy song. I mean, Jello Biafra would get the shit kicked out of him by Nazis. That was a big thing in the punk rock scene of just like skins showing up and kicking the shit out of people and like having goddamn knives on their boots and stuff like that. And punks definitely hated Nazis. Would do like I don't know. That was one thing I really liked about the movie, and of course, Dead Kennedys is one of my favorite bands. So the fact that they're doing that song was great. Damn, maybe I should buy it.
It seems true to life. I'll say the same thing about Blue Ruin. I feel like Blue Ruin, in the flip side, that's more of like a revenge thriller, whereas this one's a thriller in terms of like, are they going to get out of this mess alive? So it's like a little bit of a different twist where the main character in the other one is like building up to exact some revenge.
We may be describing these as too dour also. There's definitely a comedic bent in both of them.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I would say so.
I don't know. I feel like they are a little. I mean, I feel like they're a little.
Or maybe I'm just a sick fuck. But no, I recall chuckling in both.
Okay. All right. There might be a little bit of levity, maybe, but they're both excellent films. This looks like an excellent release. Has anyone pre-ordered? Let us know if you have. I didn't yet. I'll explain why in 1 second, but I want to talk about Possessor first because it basically is the reason. It's kind of has to do with both of them. So Possessor is also coming out from Second Sight.
Whoa, that artwork's badass.
Yeah, and this is coming out March 18th from Second Sight also. Previously released in a theatrical Blu-ray and an uncut 4K edition, which is the edition I've got. I've got the uncut 4K. I did not get the Blu-ray, got the uncut version. And from what I gather, this is the uncut version as well. So this is something that I'm very, very excited about. I recommended this movie and talked about this movie to the entire channel. The fourth time Russ and I got together, it was like the night our mics like broke and I didn't realize it or something. So you maybe didn't hear us when I was recommending it then. But we have our act together a little bit more now. But yeah, just like Green Room, I'm pumped. I'm probably a little bit more pumped for this one than Green Room, but I definitely am excited about both. So again, if this is something that people have seen out there, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Again, this is sort of in a similar sort of release as Green Room. It's a combo pack release, 4K and Blu-ray, both with the features, the Dolby Vision HDR presentation. From what I gather, again, they don't specifically say it here, but it looks like they're taking this transfer and they're just adding some HDR to it. So that's what you're getting. So if you own this and you want more of a collector's edition package, this is the way to go. There will be a little bit of a visual upgrade, which, by the way, this movie has some insane moments of extreme, intense color, like yellows, reds, that kind of stuff. So the HDR, not that it'll make like a huge difference, but clearly it's going to matter a little bit. It's worth something, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
To someone who loves Cronenberg, particularly early Cronenberg, let's say Shivers through Dead Ringers, would you recommend A Blind Buy? I haven't seen this. I was interested in it. I just kept putting it off. Would you recommend that?
Well, I was going to pre-order this at some point. I was just going to give you this one.
Thank you, man.
Did you want this one?
No. Of course. I'll take it.
Yeah, I was going to give you this one because I'm going to end up pre-ordering this at some point. But yeah, I was going to give you this so that you could see it. So you don't have to blind buy and you can tell me what you think. For you and for anyone else that's out there, I know you a lot better, obviously, than the audience that's out there. I'm very hit or miss with you in terms of what I think you will or won't like. To me, when I watch this and I think about you watching it, I feel like you're going to be on the line of liking it and thinking it's possibly pretentious in terms of that's you. I'm not saying that for the general audience. This is to me, a very interesting like plot and the way that it's executed, but I know what you're after in certain movies in terms of like plot and story and character. And this is a very visual film that does have a story and it does have character development and such. And it is very interesting what the plot is, but I don't know that it's got that deep level of what you're after in most movies. I don't think. So I don't know if it's something that you will or won't like. I don't know.
Let me check it out.
I mean, honestly,
Thanks, Matt.
That being said,
No.
I would recommend it to anyone to at least watch once. And I would tell you that too. Watch it at least once and then make up your own mind. But for will you or will you not like it, I really don't know.
I completely understand what you're saying.
Like, I feel like if you're someone that is, I don't want to say like overwhelmed or blown away by visuals, and that can make or break or that can really like elevate a movie for you from like just okay to like, wow, that was something. There are visuals in this movie that are pretty unreal. Some things that are interesting, and I'm curious to know how they did them. There's a ton of special features on here that go into all the special effects. A lot of the stuff, including the picture that you see there on this cover. I don't know if that's a photo or illustration and like a of the scene, including this that's on the cover. It's all like practical stuff that they're doing. Like this, it's hard to tell what that is. This is like a mask that someone's wearing, and it's like stretching, and it's really bizarre looking. There's just a lot of weird visuals and imagery to go with a pretty trippy story about like a woman who works for an assassin agency where they upload her mind into someone else, and then that person they make you, the other person, commit the crime. And then as soon as you go to jail or right before you're apprehended, the assassin makes that person kill themselves, and then she jumps back out into her body, and then she's going about her day.
I don't know why, but when you were describing that plot, I started to get that song from the DVD copyright commercial in my head.
Which one?
That dun, 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 like a real fucking, steampunk, I guess, early 2000s, like neo trench coats. I don't know why.
It's none of that. It's more futuristic than it is like steampunk, like Matrix style or anything. It is a little bit artsy, yeah. But the crux of the movie is when you spend a lot of time as someone else, you start to lose yourself, and this woman starts to kind of like lose herself in this most recent person she's inhabiting.
Now I have Eminem in my head.
Lose yourself.
I'm just picturing the Possessor trailer. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This movie rocks.
You only get one shot.
This movie rocks.
Set someone else up for murder.
I haven't seen any other Cronenberg Jr.'s films. Brandon Cronenberg, I haven't seen any of his other films. I'm sorry. Let me correct that. After I saw this, I saw Infinity Pool.
Remember, I already donned him this. It's Kid Cronenberg.
Kid Cronenberg.
We're going to make Kid Cronenberg shirts.
Can anyone out there back me up? Do you all enjoy the film Possessor? Those that have seen it, those that are interested in seeing it, have I intrigued you at all? Or do people out there hate it? Or people are like, this movie sucks?
Apparently, I hate nepotism, and that's why I didn't watch it. I don't know what it is. Like and it sucks because I'm getting the impression that Brandon Cronenberg is a good filmmaker.
He is,
but I just have this. I have this weird block in front of me of, man, is everyone just saying that because his dad?
I want to give one disclaimer. I want to give one disclaimer about this movie. I told the story before, and I'm going to tell it again. Maybe you'll remember. About when I first saw this movie, I saw the theatrical cut. Mm-hmm. And this movie is very hyper gory in the sense that, David Cronenberg back in the day, like the way he did certain body horror. This is that, but taken to a very modern and extreme level that plays out very artistically on screen, but it does make you very squeamish. A lot of the stuff that they're doing.
Does it look wet?
Very wet.
I'm being honest.
Honestly, shit's wet. Things are very wet. Things are bizarre. Look at that. Look at
I'm gonna lose myself.
Dude, look at this cover where this person's face is melting into another person.
No,
like,
you know why
wet.
I asked that though. No, I'm talking about the actual effects because that's something that practical effects in Cronenberg movies in particular like sword.
Yeah.
Is that wet?
It's wet.
Look, that I
Very
think
wet.
when the transition to CGI came in, that was the one thing that definitely got lost.
Yes.
And it's such an attribute that makes it tangible. It makes it feel real.
Yes.
And Cronenberg, like I said, was a master. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, it's definitely wet, and I think what I just wanted to mention is
Was Green Room wet?
it was not wet. I watched that theatrical, right? And then when it was time to buy it, they only put theatrical out in blue, and they had the uncut in 4K. And I was like, well, I'm going to buy 4K. That's just it. Like, I'm not going to buy this Blu-ray. This is a very extremely visual film. I want to see it in this level of clarity. Uncut, what does that mean? So I look it up. It's like an extra 50 seconds of film. Like, that's it. And I don't think I remember reading what exactly the additions were, but it's just scenes that had been extended, and it's about 50 more seconds. And I'm like, I'm going to blink and miss that. Like, that's nothing. For anyone that's out there that's ever maybe watched an extended edition like that, where it's like a couple seconds, a minute, it's like no big deal. You blink and you miss it, basically. I felt every extra second that they put into this movie as far as the gore, and I can understand why they cut certain scenes out. Not to say that I won't still recommend this and won't still watch it, but as far as an extreme view, if you've only seen the theatrical for some reason and you're thinking about buying this, it is uncut. If you remember the movie well enough, there are going to be things that happen that you don't remember, and they are very jarring to my recollection. Sold. I just wanted to add that as a disclaimer. Put that right underneath. Jarring imagery.
4K Kings.
4K Kings.
Is
Jarring
it
imagery.
wet? 4K Kings on the cover. That would be great.
Any Possessor fans out there? Lindsay, the producer, do we have anybody?
Yeah, we have
Give it to
a
me.
lot of people. Leo G said that they thought that Possessor was excellent, and they thought Infinity Pool was excellent too.
We got Leo G saying Infinity Pool, excellent. Possessor, excellent.
JCR321, Possessor was great, excellent visuals and style.
Awesome.
Quite a few people saying that they're going to check it out.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, and a couple more said that they liked Infinity Pool more than Possessor.
Infinity Pool was very interesting. I don't want to go too deep on that.
Should I watch Infinity Pool or Possessor?
Possessor, I would say watch first.
Interesting. First, or just you think I would like Possessor more than Infinity?
I'm recommending Possessor before
Or
Infinity
should I
Pool.
watch Infinity War?
Infinity Wars? Is that what's being
Wars?
recommended out there? Is it Wars?
I don't know.
War? Can I get a fact check? Is it Infinity Wars or Infinity War?
Lindsay, the producer.
Can we get a fact check? I've lost 50 subscribers.
Is
Like, these
Infinity
people
War?
don't know.
Is Infinity War plural? Is it wet?
Was the Infinity War wet?
Was Thanos wet?
All right, so here's my conundrum on this, okay? And I actually haven't checked today, so I hope someone's going to correct me live right now. When I went to go pre-order these, and I went to Second Sight's website to pre-order them, they're, like I said, they're $40 each. And the shipping from Second Sight's another like $35 to where we're at, which is just like, I can't do it, man.
Maybe that's what I'm
can't do it.
remembering.
So I go to Zavvi. They're also selling them, and they're even more expensive, not only for the releases themselves, but also for the shipping. Now, I like, and I hope, I personally would prefer to buy directly from the company, but I go to Amazon from time to time, and I did the same thing with Inside because Amazon has it's like $8 shipping or $9 shipping versus $35.
Yeah.
So I went to Amazon to see if they had these on there because this is where I pre-ordered Inside, and they're not there yet. So I'm like, and if they're there now, please someone tell me, but they weren't there. So I'm like, I'm a little stuck. And I know that they, in a pre-order sense, the money doesn't come out until the films come out, which is, a problem for a later date. I say that for Lindsay, the producer's benefit.
I know, dude.
They come out whenever the thing finally ships. It's not today.
That's what gets me every
problem
time.
for a later date.
I swear to God, if Vinegar Syndrome or someone else did that, like, oh my, I would be buying so much more.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in those split moments, you may be impaired
Yeah.
or something. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Plus, it's limited. It could
I
sell
need
out. You could
Southern
always
Comfort on
cancel.
4K.
Yeah, you can always cancel at least, but at least for the
Yeah.
limited ones, it's like you don't want to miss out. And I don't know if there's a huge market for Possessor and Green Room, but I don't want to miss out on this. But I can't stomach like an entire other release worth of shipping.
Yeah.
I wish there was like a free shipping option or something. Buy a little bit more. Like I don't know.
Damn,
but I'm
with
stuck.
you. 35.
I'm stuck.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm a little stuck. So that's where we're at. Second Sight. If anybody knows that these are up on Amazon right now, let me know.
Liam J says they're both up now.
Oh, thank God, Liam J.
And Raised on Fiction said that Possessor is on Amazon UK.
Oh, thank God, Mark. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Mark, Raised on Fiction, states that it's finally up on Amazon UK. Yes, you have to. This is a UK company, so it's not Amazon.com for US. It's .co.uk. I'm very familiar with how to get there, but thank you so much. That's so awesome. I can't wait to pre-order those. Russ, you gonna pre-order anything? They also are selling the straight up regulars like right off the bat, which is kind of nice. Like you can buy both. Sometimes Arrow like slow rolls it.
Oh, I didn't realize that Second Sight does them. That's cool.
Yeah, so if you don't want all the bells and whistles, you're still going to get the special features. You're just not going to get the hard box. And these cards, which, by the way, are pretty awesome. Like, again, you're getting a lot of these pictures from this movie, and they have this one with the mask, which is just, pretty hideous looking.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
It is. Get your loved one Possessor. Get your pregnant loved one inside or otherwise Possessor from Second Sight. I can't wait to pre-order these. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Russ, I don't know if you're going to pre-order anything at all. You're kind of on the fence.
With Second Sight, I'm waiting for that one title. That one title that would justify $35
of shipping. Yeah, I can't.
And I know I could skirt it by going to Amazon, but
it's a lot.
It's like it's weird. They keep releasing movies that are all basically 3.5 out of 5s to me.
Okay.
Like The Guest, you showed me that. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it enough to drop coin on it. Green Room is another one. Nothing wrong with it. I enjoy the film. I'd watch it again. It's a good movie, but it's not.
I would buy Possessor. To me. I would get Possessor before I would get Green Room.
Yeah, and I told you, I think I'm even going to get.
But
just
I might
because
get
Second
both.
Sight is so good, I bit the bullet and I ordered It Follows, and it was the same thing. I got it, and it's nice, it's awesome, but I'm like, dude, I'm not that huge of an It Follows fan, and every time I look at my shelf, there's this huge
It Follows,
and it just kind of irks me a bit.
You should give it to me.
No. I know. We talked about it. I think I am actually. You can.
I'm giving you this. This is for you. I want you to put. I'll put this over here.
Hold on to it for the.
Yeah, I want you to hold it. I want everyone to know how kind and generous I am for the entire stream.
You want me to be a possessor?
All right. Well, that's Second Sight. I did want to share one thing before we move on to the next bit of news. A couple other titles that you and I are both excited for. One is Trainspotting, and one is Conan the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to share something about Trainspotting. There was some early reviews of Trainspotting. Some were on bluray.com, and I saw another one somewhere else. And even a couple of months ago, their Criterion themselves tweeted out their progress on the transfer just to show people, like, hey, this is how it's looking.
Don't tell me all the effort is going into the glow-in-the-dark technology.
The glow-in-the-dark box. I can't wait to put it under these bright lights and turn everything off.
The transfer's terrible, but the box glows in the dark.
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah. So early on, when Criterion put this tweet out, basically they were showing, okay, here's how we're revitalizing this thing. And based on what I saw and what the reviewers are saying is everything, like the color timing is basically completely different. Like I saw some people remark that, oh, this isn't a David Fincher movie. This is supposed to, that kind of level.
Oh God.
But then before I show what they look like, on the flip side, there's a lot of people that I saw chime in and say, just because Danny Boyle's involved, just because, the very first thing you saw was the VHS at home doesn't mean that's what Danny Boyle always wanted. And I understand that argument, right? So if Danny Boyle's like, this is how I wanted my film to be. This is how it looked in the theater. When it came home on VHS and Blu-ray, they blew out all the colors. They made it look this way. I wanted it to feel dark, grimy, whatever. It does have a very bright at times look, like the Blu-ray and the VHS, which I think kind of complements the energy of the movie. But what I'm seeing here, it is a little bit more, I don't want to say muted, but it just looks a little different. You want to look at it?
Well, let me, sure. But the most times I've watched Trainspotting in my life, it was taped off pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I have a very lo-fi memory. I mean, that's when I used to watch it repeatedly.
Well, we're going to see, I'm going to show a side by side what Criterion showed, what their transfer is, and what was previous. So here's just one screenshot right off the bat. See if I need to. So here's them on the left, and here's the original on the right. And you can kind of see, already, the difference.
That doesn't bother me. I see the difference, and I'm much more familiar with the right.
Yes, the right is what I know.
The right, honestly, even lesser Right.
Yeah.
Probably even a little more, I'd say, I don't want to say pinkish, but like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
And this person clearly does not like it. And then here's another screenshot of Spud. So there's
It's
the new
like
one
a
on
Guy
the left.
Ritchie movie.
Yeah, so the new one on the left and the VHS or Blu-ray on the right.
That doesn't bother me at all.
I'm very interested to see it regardless. I want to see.
Are you worried about that? That doesn't. I was the way you described it, and I think the David Fincher comparison that helped. I was expecting much worse.
I'm not worried about it. I haven't seen it, live. Obviously, I mean, in a way, it kind of might even make sense that this is how like it maybe should look. I don't know. It doesn't bother me where I'm like, oh, you've ruined the movie. You've ruined the feeling of it. I'm interested to see it live. It looks like they're saying they've leaned a little too heavy in the greens and the teals or whatever.
Maybe now we'll actually see something in the movie that was supposed to glow in the dark, and the case will make sense.
Maybe we've been missing it this whole time.
I don't know. What's your favorite glow in the dark moment in Trainspotting, Matt? I'll save my top 5. I want to hear yours first.
What's everybody else think? Has anybody seen these? Has anybody read these reviews? What's your feeling on, like, this is what I remember, but the director had to change it because that wasn't his vision, and that bothers me. Should he have his way? Should he keep it the way we remember it? Does this ruin the film? What are we saying out there?
Should Danny Boyle have rights at all? Should he be imprisoned? We'll let you decide.
Lindsay, the producer, gather some comments up. Let us know. While I also just mentioned to you briefly, Russ, that Conan the Barbarian, which is slated to come out in like a week, if you pre-ordered Conan the Barbarian, you're going to get your copy in like a week. If you're like me, who did not because you cheaped out and got Chronicles for the same price or less than both, your copy has been delayed until the end of February.
Matt, you got chronicled. You got chronicled.
I got chronicled.
You got Zenith.
What's that one? What's the thing? Like Crom laughs at me? What is it?
Yes.
Crom's busy laughing on high because they delayed my shit. Yeah, dude. I was like, because I was so excited to get it, watch it, review it, whatever. Like we'd sit down.
That price was too good to be true.
It was. Why? I wonder if it was like the boxes or what, because it's clearly the same discs. What's the problem?
I don't have any inside information, but if I had to guess, I would assume it's that it's selling. It's probably selling. From what I've been reading, it's selling.
Yeah.
Like gangbusters,
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
so hopefully that's what it is. Like maybe we got to make more. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm too busy laughing at you because I pre-ordered the standalones because I like those boxes. I spent a little extra.
You spent
coin
$20 more, yeah,
just to have those cool ass boxes in unison on my shelf. I've never even seen Destroyer. And I fucking pre-ordered this damn movie just so.
Well, now our review is going to be late by like a month.
Don't worry. I'll explain it to you. I'll give you a call and I'll be like, hey, Matt, dude, this looks beautiful. I can't wait till you get this.
I know, and I don't want to watch your copy. I want to watch my own copy.
You're not going to watch my copy. Wasn't even an option. You got chronicled. Deal with it.
Got chronicled. Oh, gosh. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll change. Does anybody know why it got delayed? I don't know. Any thoughts on this Trainspotting color? Do we get anything yet, Lindsay, the producer?
All of us who ordered the correct editions, we got together and we sabotaged all you Chronicle fans.
Thanks a lot. It's what I deserve for cheaping out, honestly.
UFTA says that the color, the changing color grades don't concern them at all.
Okay.
Doesn't concern them at all.
I mean, look at Spud's sneakers here. In one picture, they're brown. In this picture, they're green.
Well, I'll tell you what. In this shot in particular with Spud, that it does look kind of stupid on the right. I know I'm used to it on the right, but yeah, that would have been more drab, I'd imagine. Especially what they were going. It does. Make sense.
They look very red.
Yeah. But like Matt said, that's exactly how I remember this film on the right.
A little loud.
Yes.
A little blown out.
Yeah, Raised on Fiction said that they remember Trainspotting looking desaturated.
Yeah. Mark Raised on Fiction stating that he remembers it being desaturated. Yeah.
And if you think about it, even a lot of films from the I just made the Guy Ritchie joke, but a lot of films from the UK in the 90s, I think, had that look on the left. So it's not implausible to believe that come on, like what director sets out to make a film and that their VHS counterpart is the definitive edition?
Right.
I mean, no matter what movie you were watching on VHS, it was shittier just by the goddamn ratio alone.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we can't. I agree with Boyle and everything. You can't hold him. No, make it look like it was taped off of fucking TBS in 1994.
Yeah.
You know why?
They can't keep getting away with this. The only thing I could not ascertain from the interview was, or I'm sorry, the review, not the interview, but the review of the film was about the audio. And is it the original track, or is it the modified, dumbed down English track for us?
That concerns me more.
Me too, and I hope it's gone. I don't want it there.
That concerns me more. I am so interested, and like I said, as someone who read the book, I'm not sure which one I've heard.
It's just the first 20 minutes, and it's just a few key scenes, specifically the Begbie scene where he's talking at the bar and he throws the glass over. They really clean that up.
That's a pretty big
tell,
scene.
And I can tell right away when it's not the right one. I know. I even check YouTube. Even YouTube, I would imagine someone's got the original one out there. How do you not have it out there?
And that's like one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
So awesome. So awesome. But anyway, so we'll see. When Trainspotting comes out, for the 100 or so of you that enjoy that film, that want to see us talk about it more, we are going to review it with the transfer, the glow-in-the-dark box and all. Yeah. And Conan, whenever that happens to. For me, whenever. All right, Russ, you want to move on to Scream Factory?
Let's do it.
You want to jump into the old Scream Factory? Possessor, coming to get you. Scream Factory's doing something interesting slate is it March? Yeah.
Did they acquire some new titles, or are we just
it's just
mining the catalog?
No, I don't know. It's kind of just it's new for them. It's just kind of making me laugh.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing a bunch of like remake type stuff. So the first one that's coming out from Scream Factory is Child's Play 4K.
Oh shit. Dude, even the chair responded after that. The chair had a delayed reaction of, get the fuck out of here.
March 19th, details TBD. There's no details on any of these yet. These are just their announcements.
It's from the producers of shit.
Yeah, so this is a collector's edition, Child's Play 2019. This has not ever been out from Scream Factory before, but this is coming out from them now. And again, it's the remake.
If you own this, you are not a collector.
It says collector's edition on it.
I know, I shouldn't paint broad strokes like that and insult people.
These are for collectors, Russ.
I never watched
Child's Play Completist. You didn't watch it?
No.
This is the one with Mark Hamill as the Chucky?
What?
Isn't Mark Hamill Chucky?
I don't know. Aubrey Plaza was in it.
Can I get a...
Mark Hamill was Chucky?
I believe so. I mean, he's an acclaimed voice actor.
I know that. I know he's Joker and all. He did Chucky?
I'm pretty sure. Can I get a fact check on that? Anybody out there? I mean, I could probably do it, but is there a link to it?
I don't recall hearing that at all. Man.
I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, Child's Play 2019 Collector's Edition from Scream Factory. It's coming out in March. Again, this I wouldn't have brought this up if the rest of their titles weren't kind of in the same vein. That kind of made me laugh a little bit. The next one being CARRIE, the 2013 version.
God, even worse.
So
no, this one I will shit on everyone. If you buy this, you're an asshole.
So we got Julianne Moore. I didn't realize she was in it.
I watched the first 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Nah.
Why'd you turn it off after 10 minutes?
Because it was beat for beat.
Oh, they went beat for beat.
I was watching the scene in the beginning of the movie where Carrie's in the prince. I'm not spoiling anything. This happens in the first I watched 5 minutes. I'm sure she gets her first period, and it's literally during the credits and gets made fun of. I'm sure.
I don't know any details.
You've gleaned that from pop culture. Plug it up, all that stuff.
Just from you.
Just from me.
I just
walk around shouting, plug it up. Yeah, I'd explain it. Matt, this is why I'm doing it. No. Dude, they go to the principal's office in the beginning, and I'm not kidding. When I was watching this remake, it was like fucking identical, only worse somehow.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. And I think I gave it a chance because of Julianne Moore.
Okay.
I was like, okay, maybe there's some class, Yeah.
Well, this is also coming out the 19th of September. For all is anybody excited about these in the chat? As Russ disparages all of you, stand up for yourselves. Stand up for yourselves and tell me right now. Do you like this movie? I don't care either way. I haven't seen either of them.
Why do you always throw me the wolves?
Good cop, bad cop.
Hey, everyone out there, tell Russ
what an asshole he is.
Did you hear that Russ hates CARRIE? Is it your favorite movie? What the fuck?
Is there anybody out there that's got the balls to say they like the new CARRIE? All right. Not yet. Russ is right. Not yet.
I'm a goddamn bully.
Mark Hamill was Chucky.
Mark Hamill
Mark
was Chucky.
Hamill was
Bam.
Chucky?
I told you. All right.
I'm intrigued. Automatically, that's better than Carrie right now.
Next up from Scream Factory, Russ, not in 4K, but in blue.
Did we get the RoboCop remake finally?
This is in Blu-ray. This is in Blu-ray, not 4K, but it is Scream Factory, and it's Stephen King's The Shining.
I have watched this. I've watched this. But...
Stephen King's The Shining.
No, this is Steven Weber's The Shining,
Dude,
motherfucker.
I know you're talking about. There he is.
Oh,
wow!
Eat your heart out, Nicholson. That's
Is that
how it's done.
Is that what's his name?
The guy from Wings?
No, the kid. Is it the kid from?
It's the kid from Wings.
Yeah, like
the kid from Star Wars.
Kindergarten
Mark Hamill.
Cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That kid. He's gay.
No.
He's engaged from Pet Sematary. That's not him.
No.
Kind of looks like him a little bit. Miko.
He's in New Nightmare also.
Miko.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Miko Hughes.
Miko Hughes. Bing bang boom. So Stephen King's The
Big
Shining.
fan.
Again, no details, but it's a 2-disc set, baby. So you know you're getting a bonus disc.
Did Rebecca De Mornay come back for a commentary?
Is she in this?
Yeah, she's Wendy.
Wow.
I told you I've watched.
All right, pre-order.
Spoiler alert, that was one of the only reasons I watched.
I was going to say pre-order it.
Dude, it was
Rebecca
97.
De Mornay.
I'm like, damn, Rebecca De Mornay still looks good. Let me.
This is ABC, wasn't it?
I will. It was
ABC
on TV.
miniseries.
It was a miniseries.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even.
ABC.
Nah, it couldn't have been ABC. I think it was like USA or something.
I think it's ABC, dude.
Nah, dude. I think it was like the PAX network.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Any fans of Stephen King's The Shining? The way The Shining was meant to be. As Russ sits here and trashes all of you.
No.
Kirk Redgate wants
I will.
Kirk Redgate wants it.
I will
was a good
fight
TV
anyone
movie.
who says that Kubrick's is better.
Look me in the eye and tell me.
No, in all seriousness, I am sorry. Kubrick is the king of adapting material. Everything he has adapted, at least that I've seen. I've never seen Lolita, but Clockwork Orange, he made it better than the source material. I don't care. Shining, oh my God, he made that better than the source material. Have you ever read King's The Shining?
I have.
Yeah.
I read it because of the movie.
So did I. But wouldn't you agree? The movie is, dude, it's like Kubrick's the best editor of all fucking time. It's like he read that book and was like, shrubbery animals. Like he just like took out all the stupid shit.
Yeah.
In the book, you know what's going on. Jack Torrance keeps going down into the basement and he's reading the backstory or like the receipts and files of all the people who had stayed there. So he knows what's in the movie. We're watching it like, what the fuck is going on? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what's
and
going
it's
on.
like you're questioning, is he insane? Are the ghosts real? Dude, he improved that so much. And King, I'm sorry, Stephen King was just so upset.
He was.
This was at an era, this is 1980, early 80s. King was still coked and fucking drunk out of his mind all the time. He took offense, in my opinion, that Kubrick fucking owned his ass. And that's when he was like, oh, I'm going to turn around and make movies, and gave us Maximum Overdrive.
I'm going to hire Mick Garris to write this movie.
Dude, listen, Mick Garris has done a ton.
But he
you
wrote
have
this.
no idea. Mick Garris did Sleepwalkers.
Well,
I mean,
what's better?
But
that or
Mick
The Shining?
Garris has also done Hocus Pocus. Mick Garris has done, like, dude, this isn't the only. I think Mick Garris.
We can't judge Mick Garris by this.
I'm just about to say, I think Mick Garris has done more Stephen King adaptations than any other director.
Tommy Knockers.
Probably. Look it up. It's probably Mick Garris. I'm not kidding. Like, damn near everything that's lesser, almost TV level Stephen King is Mick Garris.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, are you going to pick this up or what?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, Melvin Van Peebles? What? Is that Mario's brother?
That's his dad. dude.
Melvin's his dad?
Melvin Van Peebles is his. Oh, he must be the Scatman Crothers.
Is that
Dude,
that's
yes.
Mario Van Peebles?
And you're dissing like a fucking landmark filmmaker, dude.
Melvin?
Yes, look him up.
Well, why is he in this?
Because even his son didn't have any clout.
Can we not diss him for being in this?
I don't know. Nah, that's a legend, dude.
All right, well, he's in this. And it looks like Kirk Redgate is the only one out there that's going to pick this bad boy up. And that's okay. Let's see. You want to see what Shout Select's putting out, Russ?
No, not after this.
Shout Select. They're putting out K-19 The Widowmaker.
I was just thinking the other
in
day.
4K.
Harrison Ford is a 4K king.
He is a 4K king.
I mean, they've been milking him dry.
I didn't know this was Catherine Bigelow.
I didn't either.
I did not know that this was a Catherine Bigelow movie, and I feel like maybe that's the thread because they just did Point Break. Shout Select.
Mm.
Hurt Locker's coming next.
Maybe. Actually, you know what a big title everyone wants? Strange Days.
Is that her?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Wait, who's in that?
Juliette Lewis, Angela Bassett, Ray Fine. Came out in like 96.
It's like sci-fi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
James Cameron
It's actually
idea?
pretty. Yeah, I think he's still a producer.
Okay.
On it
Okay.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
My man Tom Sizemore.
But what about K-19 The Widowmaker?
I've never seen K-19.
I mean, either. What is this?
I probably would have if I had known Catherine Bigelow made it. I'm a fan of hers.
Is he on a submarine? Is it kind of like Air Force One, except instead of on a plane, he's on a submarine?
That's what I got.
He's got to like solve a problem. I didn't kill my wife. He is.
Maybe they'll explain how he survived on the submarine in Raiders.
Why do they always put this face on him in every box? Like Witness?
Because it's his face.
That's always his face.
That's his face. This is what I've been saying about The Fugitive and everything. That's Harrison Ford. That is what I'm saying all the time. What are you all looking at?
What?
Like, he's angry. He don't want to be there today. Like, come on.
He don't want to be on the submarine today.
No, get off his plane, get off his sub, get off his blimp in Last Crusade. He wants to chill and be alone. He doesn't want to do movies.
I just want my cigarettes before I'm shot in the head by.
But I'm serious.
John
That's his
Leguizamo.
vibe. That's his vibe. Like, and that's I don't understand when everyone's, man, oh God, he was so great. And no, he's iconic. He's an iconic actor.
That face is iconic.
It is.
An iconic face.
Indiana Jones, Han Solo, it is. But like, come on.
Okay.
By this era, and this was, I believe, 2000 even. I mean, come on. He was the very definition of I don't want to be here today.
2002.
Yeah.
2002. All right. Well, any K-19 Widowmaker fans? All right. I didn't think so. Moving on.
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure there are.
I'm
Hey,
in the
I
minority.
picked up Fugitive.
And dude, I adore him. I'm one of the biggest Indiana Jones fans you'll ever meet. I just made a Raiders joke. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend like Harrison Ford has some like warm or it's always this from 1990 on. It's just he's your grumpy grandpa.
I love Clear and Present Danger, but I've never seen Patriot Games, and I hear like maybe that's another quality face of Harrison Ford. That's probably on the cover too.
Probably.
He's probably looking like that on that cover. Patriot Games. Have you seen any of those movies, like the Jack Ryan movies?
That's the only one I've seen.
You don't like that one?
Games. I didn't like it, so I never saw any of the other.
Clear and Present.
To be fair, though, when did it come out? It was like 92 or
later,
something.
it?
No, it wasn't later.
And Clear was like 95.
That
or
was
something.
later because that's the one I avoided.
Years
Patriot
later.
Games was the first I saw in the theater, but I also remember I was positive. Depending on what year I was, I'll admit I may have been too young to understand it.
Oh, for sure.
So that probably played a role in me not enjoying it. I'm not gonna mock Patriot Games. I'd have to rewatch it because I saw it. Like I said, if it was 92, I was 10 years old.
I saw Clear and Present Danger in the theater. I had no idea what was going on. Zero. It's a political like thriller with like all kinds of subterfuge and espionage. I'm like, I don't know. Willem Dafoe's in there, like doing a proxy war. There's all kinds
Willem Dafoe's in there.
Yeah, he's in there.
Plus right away,
dude. Willem
Put
Dafoe's
Willem
up in
Dafoe on the poster. Put Willem Dafoe on the poster for K-19.
Yo, Clear and Present Danger's got some bangers in there. Hell yeah.
Is it good? Have you seen it since?
I bought it on 4K, Russ, and I pulled it out and you mocked me. But moving on, Shout Select. Shout Select. They're putting out Quigley Mother Effin' Down Under. What on earth is Quigley Down Under?
Release of the year. Hold on.
What is this movie?
When this was announced, I sent you a text.
You did.
A sarcastic text about how excited I was about this.
Dude.
But you replied as if you had no idea what this was. I remember this coming out.
I had already seen this news item. You had texted me. My mouth was still open. I'm like, what is Tom Selleck doing on this cover? What is this?
You don't remember? I remember this coming out in the early 90s.
All I see people talking about is how beautiful. What's this lady, Maria Di Giacomo? What's her name? I don't know her. Is that how you say it? Lindsay, the producer's nodding like that's something right. Lindsay, the producer. Yeah. So apparently she's like. I keep seeing how beautiful she is. But, I mean, I guess Tom Selleck's looking handsome. But anyway, what is 4K Quigley Down Under?
Yeah.
What is it? No one's told me yet.
Fucking amazing.
What's the plot? Is he Quigley?
It's about a mustache in 4K.
It looks like it, dude. And some stubble, maybe. He put a twinkle in his eye.
The stubble is the side character.
Is this Drew Struzan? Did he do this? Who did this art?
Tom Selleck did.
while this movie was being made, he's just like off the side. He's just like painting, doing a self-portrait.
You still haven't answered my question.
What?
Though. Was this the first time you had ever heard of this?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I keep saying, what is it?
I remember this coming out in the early 90s.
Okay.
I remember it like debuting in theaters on a Friday and
Okay.
evacuating them by Sunday. Like, it was, and this was the kind of movie when you'd rent a VHS. This would be like a trailer in the beginning of it.
Gotcha.
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
Nah, it wasn't. From what I recall, it wasn't a hit at all. Westerns were struggling by the time the 90s hit.
That's what this is, a Western. And
Yes.
He's the hero. He's Quigley.
In Australia, I'm assuming.
He's got an Australian accent?
We should watch the trailer.
Down
live.
under.
Oh, my gosh.
We should watch the trailer.
Yeah, we'll get claimed. Lindsay, the producer's like,
I'm trying to take you
Are
guys
get the
down.
trailers
Ask
online.
The comments. Let us know in the comments. Am I the only one who remembers Quigley Down Under coming out?
Okay, Victor Fontaine said that Quigley Down Under was a fun watch. It's not a must-see, but it was good.
Victor Fontaine says that Quigley Down Under is a fun watch. It's not a must-see, maybe not a blind buy in 4K, but it was a fun ride.
And Cursed Vault Video said they can't wait to see that mustache in 4K.
Cursed Vault Videos, give me that mustache in 4K. I mean, that looks like a pretty great mustache.
It's fucking glorious. Look at that damn thing.
It is. It looks pretty nice. I don't know if I can. Oh, here he is. Here's the old MGM. Let me just take a look. I'm gonna mute it. That way we can just take a look at. I just want to see what's going on. I want to see a little live action.
The accent though.
Huh? Oh, then we can't hear the accent if we don't. Okay, it's not even. Let's see. Is it loading? We'll see.
Do we even know there's an accent?
Is that Alan Rickman? Alan Rickman's up in here. All right, you guys. What's going on with this movie?
I thought it was Michael Gross. And it hit in my head. I was like, that makes complete sense. Oh wow!
Look at Alan Rickman. I don't know. It's buffering. I can't get this to work. Sorry, Quigley. We'll have to. We'll have to link it down under. Good one.
This isn't as hidden. I think is
all right.
I feel like this is familiar.
I don't
It's getting
know,
a 4K release.
It's getting a 4K release.
And you know what? Somebody asked us in the comments recently. They said they were holding out for Dances with Wolves, and I said that's inevitable.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what this is too. It's like this Yellowstone, popularity. Let's get like the Costners, the Seligs, whatever westerns they did. Let's try to push this on the people who are, I guess, supporting Yellowstone on physical media.
I'm waiting for Silverado in 4K.
Yeah.
Me. Silverado fans out there? Any Silverado fans? That's Costner. He's up in there. It's his first role.
Has Tombstone been on 4K?
Not yet. That's been teased since we started this channel. People have been talking about Tombstone in 4K.
That's a big title. People love Tombstone.
I kind of forgot that Tombstone's very long. Isn't it long?
I think there's one cut that's like really long.
Like 3 hours maybe?
Oh, yeah.
It's long, right?
There were problems. They had basically Kurt Russell ghost directed that movie.
Good for you, Kurt.
Seriously, because they just kept having issues with directors. And I think Kurt was kind of already ghost directing.
Yeah.
But because of the rules, they couldn't put his name on it.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's Kurt Russell's movie. But yeah, there is apparently a very long cut, and then the one that I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think that long cut's ever been released. I could be wrong.
Well, I really hope that Silverado in 4K comes out, but I know that...
Like I said, that you're sitting here... You know what, Matt? Fuck you. You're sitting here dogging Quigley, and then you're going to say Silverado. I don't know what the fuck Silverado is.
Silverado. Okay, ready? You got Kevin Costner, my boy Michael Glenn, Scott Glenn. I said Michael Glenn. I got his name wrong. My boy. I got his name wrong.
Your boy.
My boy. Some boy you are. Scott Glenn, Danny Glover, Kevin Costner.
You lost me at Costner.
Kevin Costner.
You should have said him
You
last.
had Michael. I'm getting all Michaels.
You already
I'm
said
stuck with
Michael Glenn.
John Cleese. You got
John Cleese.
John Cleese.
Where'd he come from?
You got
It's getting random.
I know. Jeff Fahey.
You got Charles Fleischer.
My boy Jeff Fahey. I got his name right. You got my other boy, Brian Dennehy as
Got
the
my
villain.
boy Taylor Negron.
Brian Dennehy up in there. You got the little tiny principal
Dennehy.
lady from Kindergarten Cop. She's a bartender. Did I mention Jeff Goldblum? I mean, they keep coming, bro.
What is her name?
These
Is her name
actors.
Helen something?
I don't remember her name.
Come on, she's your girl.
But she's got spunk. She's got spunk. She takes no mess. Except for when, Brian Dennehy's trying to
She's got
put the
spunk,
squeeze
she
on her.
takes no mess. What else is she going to get cast for?
It's the only thing you could cast her as.
Fucking Basic Instincts.
I mean, if you heard those actors and you're still like, no, thank you. It's one of the best, not best. It's a very fun Western. Lawrence Kasdan wrote it. Did he direct it too? He might have wrote and directed it. I'm not sure. It was right around his Star Wars times when he was writing well.
Dude, I'm sure it's great, but I'm laughing because you're acting like Quigley Down Under is
lesser than
video. When it's like there's people I've never heard of Silverado. Wasn't it what year to come out?
I wish we could do a poll who heard of what movie more. I think there is a way on that one chat thing, but we're just gonna have to take everyone's. We'll just count as we see the names come through.
Listen.
Quigley Down Under or Silverado. Who likes which one more?
Doesn't really matter. What are the mustaches like in Silverado?
Everyone's got thick beards, heavy mustaches, cool cowboy hats that are like curled up.
Matt, you can't look at me with a straight face and tell me that Kevin Costner has a mustache comparable to Tom Selleck.
Kevin Costner is the babiest face of all time. He looks like he's like 16 years old in that movie, but he's my favorite, maybe my favorite character. My favorite little boy.
Second to, what was his name, Mark Glenn?
Yeah, Mark Glenn. Scott Glenn. Who has a very uncanny resemblance to my late Uncle Wayne, Scott Glenn. Oh my God,
that's what we were all thinking.
But you did make it. You gave me an opportunity for a good segue, Russ. You mentioned Tombstone. You mentioned Kurt Russell ghost directing. Another Shout Factory release, Unlawful Entry, starring Kurt Russell.
I bought it.
I know you did, and what's crazy, and you're gonna have to let me in. I feel like this is some
want in the cult of how to get these exclusives?
Well, the cult of what this movie is because for whatever reason, I kept seeing
to it as a kid.
I kept seeing. I want to know more. I kept seeing updates online that was like, "Hey, there's only 400 left. You better get in there. There's only 200 left." Or they kept like doing countdowns, and I'm like, "Why? Why are people like so pumped about this movie? I know it's limited, clearly, but."
That is true, because I've ordered other limited site exclusives from Shout, and
is there some cachet to this movie that I'm missing? Unlawful Entry?
Well, I'll say this. Out of every site exclusive they've done, this is the highest profile one.
It seems like a fairly surprise announcement. It comes out at the end of the month. It's got a new retrospective interview with the director, a new interview with the cinematographer, and a new retrospective interview with a music historian to talk about the work of James Horner.
Wait, what movie did we watch at movie night that had Madeline Stowe in it?
12 Monkeys.
General's Daughter.
No, it was General's Daughter. I remember I was
Monkeys?
saying we did watch 12 Monkeys, but it was General's Daughter. Where I was like, yeah, I'd like her. There's stuff when I was a kid I used to watch with her in it.
And by watch, you meant J.O.'d to it?
Well, honestly, there's two scenes in this movie. There's one.
I mean, look what they did to her on this cover.
Yeah, dude. They're all... Man, when did this movie come out? I was like 10, 11 years old.
And you were J.O.ing?
I was.
1992.
I was.
You're 10.
Dude, fuck, I forget this is live.
It's live, baby. This is being broadcast. Hey, Gavin. Hey, Kate.
This is the stuff we normally edit out.
Yeah, we ain't editing that at all.
There's two scenes. There's one with Madeline Stowe, where she's like naked and... Well, they're married. This cop's like fucking with their lives. It's Ray Liotta being terrifying.
Look at him on the cover. They really do a great job making it look scary on the cover.
They're having sex and, the lights come on or something. Ray Liotta's watching them. And then Ray Liotta, there's another one where he's in the cop car with like a prostitute. Whoever that actress was attractive. Anyway, yeah, limited to...
A man obsessed will do anything for love. A cop obsessed can get away with it.
But think about it. Aren't you a fan to some degree of everyone involved here?
Yes.
Didn't Ray Liotta scare the shit out of you in Something Wild?
Yes.
Dude,
is this his follow-up?
No, this is after Goodfellas.
Is it?
Yeah. But think about that. It's Ray Liotta being a psycho with a badge.
Yeah, he looks scary.
He's unstoppable.
Look how worried Kurt Russell looks in that picture.
Because his whole life, he's like a lawyer or something.
He looks
and his
worried.
whole life's getting unraveled.
He looks very worried. He looks ready to shoot.
You're right.
Lindsay, the producer, says that Kurt Russell's ready to shoot. He does not look worried. What's the chat think?
Did you just say Snake Plissken looks like a bitch?
I didn't. I just said he kind of looks worried. Look at Ray Liotta's big ass scary face there.
Ray Liotta's.
I love what they do with the art here, where they make these like blinds, like these scratches across the thing.
That's like the original artwork.
It's awesome.
Though. That's like pretty much the original artwork.
It's cool. I like it.
They didn't update it.
It's a huge, imposing
You
Ray
never
Liotta
heard of
face.
this either?
I feel like I haven't. Maybe if I saw a trailer. The name seems very familiar. But
like not even when you were in a video store as a kid, you never saw that?
I don't know. But you pre-ordered this?
Yeah,
okay.
like I said, I'm a fan. I know we're laughing about about that stuff, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is a good movie. Honestly, it's a well-made early '90s suspense. Like it's exactly what you're thinking it is. It's that lurid,
So Ray Liotta helps them, and then kind of like gets a liking on them, and then he's like starts messing with them.
He's obsessed with Madeline stuff.
Is it kind of like what's that movie Pacific Heights with?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There
Michael
was a whole
Keaton.
there was a whole like kind of genre of these movies in the late '80s, early '90s.
Do you know why I hated that movie? Because I didn't want Michael Keaton to be the villain. I didn't like it. I didn't like that he was the villain.
That wasn't a spoiler. I've never seen it.
Yeah, he's the villain of the movie. He's the one messing with. It's like Matthew Modine, or is it?
I think you're right.
I forget who the woman is.
Isn't Melanie Griffith in
it? Yeah. But yes, that movie kind of reminded me of this, where like he moved in. He's like a squatter. He's not moving out. They own the place, and then he starts messing with them.
I miss this. I'm a huge fan of this genre of adult suspense thrillers that are kind of corny, but we're all like, it's fun. The Crush with Poison Ivy, Unlawful Entry,
Single white female
would be in there. Pacific Heights, like I love this type of shit.
Yeah,
there's one with James Spader I adore. Oh God, it was called Dream Lover. If anyone out there has never seen this one,
I remember
adore
that.
This. Really, you've heard of Dream Lover, but you've never heard of Unlawful Entry?
I guess not. Who directed Unlawful Entry?
Yeah.
Jonathan Kaplan, Unlawful Entry. Interesting.
What's
the chat saying out there? Let's get a chat break. What's going on?
Well, GlibGlob87 said that Unlawful Entry has been sold out since early this morning.
GlibGlob87 says it's too late to get Unlawful Entry. How many was it total? 1,000?
It was low, but they do that a lot. Like every now and again, Shout and Scream Factory, they'll do these. I ordered the last one I did, their site exclusive. It was RXmas, which I blind bought because it was a Ferrara movie, and I love his shit. And it was okay. It actually starred your favorite actor, the kid from Bronx Tale.
Oh, really?
So I'm thinking you'd love watching it.
The older adult kid, not the baby,
C.
not the C, older C.
Yeah, older C.
Wow, Unlawful Entry sold out. What a drag. Anyone else miss it?
It is weird. This could have been an official release that I feel like would have made money.
Scream Factory, not even Shout Factory. This is Scream.
They do that sometimes too. Well, I brought up Poison Ivy. Scream Factory.
It's like more thriller, but
the Crush
terrifying.
Scream Factory.
Yeah,
Every now and again, they'll do thrillers.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I think they do that to sell to the horror community because the horror community really collects.
Yeah.
Whereas if they do it as Shout, there are people out there who will buy this specifically to collect all Scream Factory.
Right.
Even if they don't like Unlawful Entry. Whereas if they do it through Shout, nobody's gonna do that as much.
Yeah. R.I.P. Ray Liotta, man.
Dude, Ray Liotta is fucking goated.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
R.I.P. Yeah, he's awesome. And when I saw this announcement, even though I hadn't seen it, I was like, immediately just like, God, Ray Liotta.
Watch.
Like he's so like terrifying in some of these roles.
You're getting it. This was probably the first movie I saw with Ray Liotta.
That intensity. Yeah, he's those eyes.
Dude, I was 10 or whatever. This was scary as shit. It's just him.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. It is. It's like, I don't know what the hell this guy's going to do.
Yeah. And he's not even like a big guy. He just looks like crazy.
And you know what?
He doesn't matter if he's strong or big or small. Like you just don't want to mess with that.
You know what else I love about him though? He can come across as extremely warm.
He can.
in certain things as well.
In those roles, I'm saying, like where he's terrifying. He's not physically imposing. He's just like God. Like don't even. Yeah.
Dude, there are some movies where he is just so incredibly warm. He had a ton of range. He was a great actor.
What's that one like? A Kilo and the Bee?
Yeah.
Isn't he like the? Isn't it like him and Whoopi Goldberg? What's that one? A Kilo and the Bee? Isn't he in that?
What the fuck is that?
Karina, that's him and Whoopi Goldberg? Okay.
I was thinking even Blow when he plays Depp's dad, I liked him. He was great in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to see somebody who could be so goddamn menacing and then turn around and I'm like, "Oh, dude, you need a hug."
Ray Liotta, the power of Ray Liotta.
He was great. That was too soon. That really sucked.
What did you texted me too about Shout? Was it Shout Factory that bought up Jim Henson's catalog?
I texted you that.
Yes, dude.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
why?
you were like, oh, I can't wait to buy the Scream or Shout Factory versions of Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, and so forth.
That's
Remember?
right. Yes, because you're right. Because Labyrinth and Dark Crystal have 4K releases.
They do.
They
Through
came out in those books.
Through their studio, yeah.
Yes, and at the time I bought the books, but I bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I didn't get the 4K.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was excited. I was like, oh shit, I'll definitely upgrade Labyrinth. Though anything Henson is going to look amazing in 4K.
Yeah.
I will upgrade.
It does
both
look
of
nice.
those titles.
It does look nice. And Labyrinth got put out again, but added HDR in like a different kind of a book. Like it's been out twice already. Yes.
Shit,
so I'm
what
interested
am I-
to see what Scream or whomever's going to do. But
Wow.
yeah, I remember you texting me that. But anyway,
It must not have looked as cool as that book does.
no.
Okay. It was like a standard 4K.
Yeah. Any other comments from the chat before we move on to Criterion? Not a lot happening. All right, let's move right along to one of our favorite labels, Criterion, to see a couple of things that they're putting out. Russ, something I know you're dying to talk about. How much time do we got left for Russ? He wants to go off.
It's some product placement. Google Watch.
Google-
The fucking thing was ringing. I'm not used to that. I'm like, what?
We're sponsored by Google Watch, Russ.
I know. I'm Dick Tracy all of a sudden. I'm like, gotta go, Matt. Phone's calling me.
Inspector Gadget. One of those calculator watches. Beep, beep, beep.
Then the chair just like lifts.
Yeah. Ejector seat.
And I leave.
So Criterion, Russ, two titles I specifically want to linger on. I mean, we can look at them all and see if what other people are thinking too, and what else you might be excited for. But two, I definitely wanted to start with at least. The first one being HAINE. HAINE? I think I'm just gonna go with HAINE.
You sound anti-Semitic no matter how you say it.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go HAINE. Obviously, this is French, but I don't know how that's pronounced. But I'm just gonna go with HAINE. But HAINE is a movie that's coming out in 4K from Criterion. They put this out before on Blu-ray, and we've also covered this a couple other times. I forget, like BFI or someone put out like some anniversary release of this. Was it 20th? I'm not sure. And then there was a 4K that we covered too that was in this like really big box, I remember.
Yeah. I have the standard. I have the Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I've always kind of been holding out for this particular one because it just seemed like the right one for me. It's like kind of like a little bit more, like not basic, but just right. Like this release looks just right. And now they're finally putting it out in 4K. Of course, all the same, features as before. Let me take a look at those really quick. We've got new 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, HDR, all that stuff. And then you've got an introduction by actor Jodie Foster. I'd be interested to see that. I don't know why she's introing that. A documentary featuring the cast and crew from 10 years of HAINE, with a documentary with all the people involved, featurette, production footage, deleted extended scenes, behind-the-scenes photos. So a good amount of stuff. And like I said, we covered this before, and this is the one that I've been waiting for. I'm a huge Vincent Cassel fan. I don't think this is his first role, but he's like a baby in this. It's like one of his first roles ever. He's actually, he's going to be in David Cronenberg's newest movie. It's called The Shrouds. There was like an image that was put out for it, and he's in it, which is kind of cool. He's been in Eastern Promises with David Cronenberg also.
Oh, wow.
Vincent Cassel.
I don't, when I saw Eastern Promises, it was probably at a point where I was like, that guy. Didn't know his name.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't even, because I had seen, actually, I saw Irreversible, Eastern Promises around the same time, and there was another one he did. All right, I saw them all around the same time.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome French actor, very intense.
I didn't see this until like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this in 4K.
I'm new to the game.
This nice black and white, like film. I'm sure it'll probably look really good. Is there any of our any of our viewers overseas? Anybody a fan of this film? Anybody?
Anybody
local?
who lives? I was about to say in Europe or in France. Shit, like, dude.
Yeah, this is a big title for me. I'm pretty excited about this one in particular.
As an American watching this movie, I mean, it just felt like I'm watching a time capsule of what was going on in that moment.
Like a documentary or something.
Yeah, but it's so heightened because it's fucking awesome
too.
Like the acting's great, all that. And even to this day, I've only watched it once, and I immediately bought it because I was so impressed. But I still remember things like that spinning cinematography.
A lot of awesome cinematography.
You know what I mean? The way it would, like when they're walking down something, it would kind of like wheel around back to them.
Yeah, it says here, HAINE is a landmark of 1990s French cinema and a gripping reflection of its country's ongoing identity crisis.
Yeah.
Gritty, Culturally volatile in modern-day France, low-income districts of Paris's outskirts, aimlessly passing their days in the concrete environment of their dead-end suburbia. Vincent Cassel and his friends, they kind of like are just getting all mixed up in all of this unrest around town, and they get involved in a couple of things. And it's a really like powerful movie, I feel like.
Great. It's got some great music in it.
Great music, like you said, great cinematography.
What's the
acting is
KRS-One song?
insane.
Did they do like, what is it, Sound of the Police or
Yeah.
something?
Yep.
I was about to say, I'm trying to think of the year this came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was either that or Black Cop or something.
Yeah.
That I remember. Don't they? It's like this is a movie that stands out even if you just see it once. Don't they even do Marley? Don't they play like Concrete Jungle in the beginning of it or something?
I'm not sure. They do play a lot of that kind of music. Though.
Yeah, I heard the soundtrack is fucking great.
It is really good. And I remember reading about this movie being like acclaimed, but I had known Vincent Cassel from other things. And when I saw he was in this, and this was like one of his first movies, I was like, oh, I'll check that out. And I was like, wow, he's definitely basically I felt like, wow, he's always been great. Like, you know, like even back then.
I don't remember why I watched it, but it was in about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Something made me watch it. I was blown away. It was a fucking excellent film.
Let us know if you guys are picking that up out there. We're definitely this might be, I don't know if this will be something I pick up right away or if it'll be like a Criterion 50% off sale.
Oh, it is. This is a gift.
This is a gift.
This is a birthday.
It's a Father's Day gift coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Gift me HAINE, son.
Like I said, you can't remember when you were a little boy and I used to take you over to the theater to watch HAINE?
You remember how much it means to us both?
You used to brag to all your friends in kindergarten about that Seymour Cassel guy. Well, that's what old dad wants.
That's what old dad wants. That French unrest drama from 1990. Well,
whoop. That's the sound of my gift.
Well,
no, I'm with you. I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this to come out by Criterion in 4K. This will definitely be a pickup. Maybe a sale, unless I'm like really itching to see it when it comes out. And Lindsay, the producer, and I want to check out some vintage Cassel. Some vintage Cassel.
The next title we're gonna harp on though. I'm buying 4 on day 1.
So the next title from Criterion that we're going to touch on, which is a movie that Russ showed to me a long time ago, or a couple of years ago. It was a movie I'd never heard of, and Criterion is
Quigley Down Under.
And Criterion is giving it its flowers, and that is the film Dogfight. Hang on one second. Let me get where'd the news article go?
We're live, Matt. We're live.
We're live. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to read the specs. It's okay. I'll just pull it up. So Dogfight Russ is coming out April 30th on Blu-ray from Criterion. It's their its Blu debut. It came out in DVD only, which is the DVD you own and the DVD you showed to me. And it is getting, like I said, it's getting a lot of love. It's getting a new 2K restoration supervised by the director. It's Nancy Savoca. She's supervised the whole thing. A new interview with the director and Lily Taylor. New interviews with the cinematographer, the production designer, the editor, and the sound supervisor. They really are doing a lot for this movie. It's really awesome that everyone still involved with the production is coming back to talk about it. There might be a lot of people watching this right now that don't know what this is. If you do, give a thumbs up. Let us know. But this is is it one of your favorite films for us, or just a movie that you really, really enjoy and you feel like it deserves this level of perhaps acclaim?
No, I wouldn't say it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's fucking great. It's great though.
Okay.
It's great. 10 out of 10.
5 Easy Pieces me. You know when you went on that 5 Easy Pieces rant?
Have you watched it yet?
Not yet, but I've
honestly,
seen this.
What popped in my head was funny. I was just gonna get up and walk away. 5 Easy Pieces you, but that doesn't make sense.
I want you to give the same passion speech to the people about why they should appreciate this movie or why you enjoy it. Because I think there's, again, some people out there that maybe don't know it.
Well, it's kind of hard without spoiling it. For those watching, this is a sort of controversial film. I showed it to Matt and a group of other people who, in my opinion, fundamentally missed the point.
Are any of those people in the chat right now?
One of those, well, not one of those people was our producer.
Lindsay, the producer, that is. Maybe.
No.
Did not like it.
For those who are unaware, so this takes place in the early 60s. Vietnam is just about to pop off, or is popping off, I should say. And it's a group of soldiers who are stuck in a town before they're about to be deployed. And they do this thing where everybody contributes, I think it's like $50 or something, into a pool of money, and you go out in the town and you try to find the ugliest girl you can and take her on a date, bring her back to this bar. Well, they'll all vote on who is the ugliest girl, and whoever landed the ugliest date wins the money.
Got it.
That's the story. River Phoenix is one of these, is the main character, and he picks Lily Taylor, but it doesn't go as cut or dry. He learns things about himself by the end of the film.
He sure does.
And again, after that, I can't really talk about it without spoiling some stuff. But basically, it's about masculine bravado. It's about being a young, hard-headed, misogynistic guy, and you're not understanding the world. You're not understanding other people. You're not understanding shit. And when when you treat other people like shit, man, you fucking, the 5 easy pieces thing threw me off. I'm trying to be profound now, Matt. God damn it.
No, you're nailing it. You're nailing it. I'm with it. I'm with you.
What the movie truly is like, okay, he's this, this tough, bravado, masculine, macho, going off to war. I'm gonna get the ugliest date type of bullshit. But what he learns is that, man, he's not strong. She is. She knows what's up, even about Vietnam, which he's about to go into. Even she knows what's right in that moment, and he has to learn shit. He has to learn things from her.
I think you can tell a lot about what you just said, and I'm sitting here looking at this cover. I think this cover does reveal a lot about the movie. Just when you look at these two people looking at each other, River Phoenix has kind of got this just enough of like a smirk that he's like, appreciating who he's looking at. She obviously is giving him the looks as well, and it's kind of like that you're going to see something sweet between these two people. And describing how you just did, like it's about this macho bravado, you can tell that he's sort of maybe cracking a little bit on that just on this cover.
Yeah, and what I love about that also is maybe the way I described it, River Phoenix is not a complete asshole from the beginning.
His friends are, but he's not.
Yeah. Like he's in a way open to her, but you also have to consider this is the early 60s. There's social dynamics as far as gender roles go and all that type of stuff. It's a lot. It's very real. And I think that's what our group had a problem with, that it wasn't shying away from showing like how repulsive certain men can be, you know what I mean? But it was also, to me, that's not the point. It was about the journey of this man started off this way, willingly participating in a game where I'm going to completely devalue a woman as a human being, right? He is not that way by the end of the movie, and it's a great journey. It's great acting. Lily Taylor is fantastic in this movie, dude. Just as good as River Phoenix. This is another example of how great River Phoenix was and what a tragic loss occurred when he passed.
Yeah, you kind of said to me something to the effect of like young Leo DiCaprio, or he could have been a DiCaprio type.
No,
or something like that. What was your quote?
Said, and people might take offense. I adore Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's an incredible actor. What I said is Leonardo DiCaprio owes a lot of his filmography to the passing of River Phoenix. I think if River Phoenix had lived, a lot of movies that were DiCaprio joints.
Yeah.
Like I could picture River Phoenix in Titanic. I could picture every Leonardo DiCaprio role played by River Phoenix. And I realized this, I'm glad you brought that up, when I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And when I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I realized the way Leonardo DiCaprio is playing Rick Dalton is very similar to how River Phoenix is in this movie. The mannerisms, like even look at him right there, kind of standing, like there's a very like stupid white guy, early 60s, like I don't know how to describe it, but like I see a lot of similarities with them, definitely. And conversely, I could see Leonardo DiCaprio doing Dogfight, and it would be incredible. You know what I mean? So it's no slight on DiCaprio. I just think the way the cards went, the way it went down, I do. I think River Phoenix would have taken some of his roles.
And you're also happy that they wrote a love story on this cover. I guess you like that. This is a love story.
I could see why some would ultimately view it because there's a bigger point going on, I think, by the end of the film. And maybe, no. Actually, yeah, you're right. No, we'll say a love story.
A love story, bam.
Because you said something about it
Yeah.
before we started recording. It's like it doesn't have to be a romantic love story.
Yeah.
It could be maybe they're friends.
You could have
the
friends
ending is
love for
ambiguous.
friends. Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you could love a friend.
So yes, no, I adore this movie. I think it's so beautiful. It's hard for me not to tear up watching it. I think it's so wholesome, so sweet, without sacrificing reality. It doesn't pander in any way. You know, it's great. I love Lily Taylor's character. I don't know. To me, I think this is like, yeah, fuck it. It's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best indie movies of the 90s.
Let's check in with the audience. Has anyone, one, seen it, or number two, did Russ sell you on watching it? Anybody out there?
I actually don't see a single comment about somebody seeing it or not seeing it.
Wow. This is a very dry topic.
I feel like I'm
Nobody
one of the only
knows
people
this
that have
movie.
ever seen it.
So many people have left during Dogfight. They're like, that's it. We're
That's
wrapping
what I
it
wanted
up.
to do when Russ showed it to us.
That's
I
wrapping
tried
it
to
up.
5 easy piece everybody, and I ended up
And you closed
chronicling
down the
them.
stream. Well, Russ, I'm assuming, are you going to wait for this for the sale?
Nah, this is a Trainspotting type title.
Pick it
I'm gonna
right
pick
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We'll pick it right up. Pick it
immediately.
right up. All right. Well, that's what's going on with Criterion. Let's just take a look. I'll just show the other titles that they announced. I don't know if
Live
there's anything
streams at
else.
Ghost Town now.
Yeah. Thanks a lot,
Who's in
Dogfight.
there?
Who's left?
Who's left?
After that Dogfight thing? Picnic at Hanging Rock. I saw that Second Sight was putting that out at some point. I don't know. That seems like it has a little bit of a following. It's Australian movie. This movie, which I'm not even going to try. Is it Workmeister Harmonies?
Yes.
The Workmeister Harmonies? I don't know.
Rick.
I don't know what this is. And
Rick
I am Cuba.
Meister Harmony.
Criterion's always throwing at least one movie in there where I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Where is this coming from? Should I watch this? Should I not? What are they trying to tell me here? But at least HAINE and Dogfight are in it. We're in it for those two.
I feel like Criterion's in my psyche this year or something. They're getting Dogfight, To Die For, Trainspotting.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be alive, as I said earlier.
What about Paramount? You want to close out with Paramount?
No.
We got a couple more titles to discuss. These ones are coming from Paramount, our friends at Paramount. This is where we need the William Friedkin clip. The one that you just recently showed me. I can't say it. I like that one. So Paramount, Russ, they're always doing something. I can't say if it's good or bad, or sometimes it's mostly bad, but they're doing something. And our friends at Paramount are putting out a couple of titles that I thought we could share just to wrap up here. The first one being Major League. I hope there's fans of Major League out there.
There are.
A lot of people who don't like Dogfight, come on back to talk about Major League.
That's right. If you were upset by the feminist bullshit and Dogfight, now let's watch Tom Berenger stalk a woman for 30 minutes. Actually, the entire movie. What am I talking about?
Pretty much. So
until she gives in at the end and she's in the stands. She's like, "Look, I submit. I submit."
You got to take that. That's tongue in cheek. That's what that is. That's some 80s tongue in cheek. That's how romances were in those movies. You're right. Not that it was right, but that's just how they always played out. There was always some kind of pseudo stalking thing going on.
I fucking love it, dude. I love how like all he had to do was read a book for her, and he still read a comic book. He still couldn't read it. It was like that was it. Just read Moby Dick, asshole.
Read one thing. He won't. He's
No,
Tom Berenger.
He ain't doing shit. You gotta come back to him. You're wrong, you dumbass librarian.
Jake. All you got to do is read the book, Jake.
Ricky,
Give him the eater.
give him the eater.
Just a bit
Whatever.
outside.
I call it pussy.
So Major League Russ is coming out Paramount 35th anniversary. 35th came out in 1989. We were 7 years
We're
old.
old.
Yeah, we were
God
7 years
damn.
old. I watched this probably shortly after it came out. And Paramount's hitting us with 2 releases. We're getting regular and we're getting steel, and I gotta say I'm not really impressed by either. You've got the Rick Vaughn cover edition, which I don't know. It's just, I mean, I get it, but it's just the
like a
illustration
video
sucks. What'd you say?
Looks like a video game or something. Like
Yeah.
like a Nintendo 64 game. Or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, isn't there like an actual real photo of this part? Like, I don't know. Like the whole thing
Too
just
much tiger blood.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't like how this looks. 35th anniversary, first time on 4K Ultra HD. No Blu-ray, but you get a digital code. And then you've got the Jobu's Locker edition, which I feel like is, a little lazy.
This is the one I pre-ordered.
Me too. I mean, if you're only going to get 2, this is going to be the one. I'm sorry.
It's lazy, but I kind of like it.
It
I
makes
like
sense.
that it's exactly. I like that
It's
it's
a
a
steel book.
and it's the locker.
Yes. They know what they were doing on this. They got.
I
This one
swear to
right.
God, if you open it up and there's a red tag,
Jobu's in it.
That's
Jobu's inside.
Oh man, if they did it like you were cut, you know what I mean? That would have been brilliant.
That would have been good. No, but Jobu's inside. It looks like all the Jobu stuff when you open it up.
Who would have thought that would have taken on a life of its
It doesn't
own?
need to be Jobu's locker. It could literally just be a locker, and I'd be fine.
No, but I'm saying even as years have gone on, I see shirts of Jobu and
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
I do.
Jobu. He's like one of the
Everywhere I go.
characters.
Not in real life.
Everywhere I go, I'm seeing Jobu. Jobu. Hats for bat. Keep bats warm.
Are you trying to tell me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball, Matt?
It'd be very bad. Very bad.
Jobu rum.
It'd be
Very bad.
very bad.
Dude, I have this movie, man. This is one.
I know, there's a
this
lot
is
of-
top 5 where I can quote. Like,
Oh,
the
for
whole
sure.
fucking-
Oh, this is a great comedy. I don't know if there's a lot of fans again for this movie. I feel like this is sort of in that like Young Guns era, like
It
where it's
is.
like,
And
are
I
there
was gonna-
fans of this? Not fans of this? I don't know.
I
It's
was
silly.
gonna say to you, Matt, if you did I guess we're live.
We're live,
Based on
baby.
it. If you did pre-order the original and not the steel book, I was gonna cut your nuts off and shove them down your fucking throat. That's another romantic Tom Berenger line
great-
from the movie.
That was a great one. Do you know what I
Cut
wish
your
they?
nuts off and stuff them down your fucking throat. If you ever tank a play like that again, Matt. Good.
Hey,
Only,
Ricky.
only
Hey.
problem is I didn't cut you. Hey, Vaughn, I think
someone's messing with you. Hey.
Dude, and then when they run out, when he runs at Corbin Burnson, that's like, there's so many expletives just back and forth. He's like, hey, fuck you, real
Yeah.
fucking funny, asshole. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck you, pal.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like 7 years old.
I
Like, This
know.
is the coolest shit I've
I
ever seen
know.
in my life.
This is how real men talk.
Serious.
This is how adults talk. Oh yeah.
This is how adults. This is how adults get into relationships. Watching Tom Berenger.
They steal the company car and it's a baseball and they follow you home. And some trying to be like real subtle, but you're clearly not. Hey, Ricky. Do you know what my favorite? You know what I wish they did, Russ? I wish they brought back the old AstroTurf from my DVD days.
I hate that. I own
What?
that, and I hate that edition.
Are you kidding
Dude,
me?
that is so much goofier than
No,
this. Yes,
no.
it is.
This is it.
At
this
lea-
is
at
the
least
one.
It's Vaughn on the cover of that one. AstroTurf.
Well, hold on. This is the original cover art. It's them on the bottom,
It's
and
not
you
a
had
cover.
the Indian.
That's a slip case
the-
over some AstroTurf.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like this picture is part of the original cover, so they got it on there, and they got the AstroTurf here. Feel that,
Actually-
Russ? Real AstroTurf.
No, that is not part of the original cover.
It is this.
The original cover, that's not the original artwork for Major League.
On the bottom, they're on the bottom, and this guy's on the top.
No, they're baseball cards. The original artwork for this, it
But,
was
yeah,
the
isn't it
baseball
them
with the mohawk, and then it was the 3 like
Finally,
baseball cards.
a
of
debate.
them. And it was different images than this. I fucking had this on VH. Dude, I
Fuck
had
you,
the-
motherfucker!
Now you're seeing the influence this movie had on me. I'm getting fucking angry, man.
The debate begins.
I've been
What was
cuddling-
the real Major League cover? As everyone leaves the chat, what the hell are they arguing about? AstroTurf? Look, that's what I wanted. Now I got a locker. I'm going to put this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to put this over my locker edition that I get. I'm going to slide this over top. Keep Steelbook
What is
warm.
wrong with you?
Keep Steelbook warm.
Gracias. Hats for pets.
Hats for DVD. Hats for my Steelbook. Keep.
I like the way Corbin Burnson like talks to him when he first walks in there. It's like, hey, you gotta.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what he said.
Yeah.
I fucked that all up.
Anyhow, I can't. I'm crying over here. Anyway, I pre-ordered, and I'm going to keep my AstroTurf.
Dude, get rid of that. I think even I got rid of that. I think I upgraded to Blu-ray. Just
never
to get
did.
rid of that stupid ass.
I've never
thing.
upgraded.
That is the goofiest shit. See what I mean? If y'all, if you guys have been watching since the beginning of this is what I'm talking about with Nakatomi Tower and Home Alone paint cans. This man's over here like, look at the AstroTurf. Holy shit!
This
Can't
is
get
what
rid of
Best
this
Buy
one.
was selling.
Yeah,
This is what Best.
And that's what Best Buy gave up on, motherfucker. you seem to forget. Matt,
I can't breathe.
you do like some corny shit.
Can anyone back me up out there? I'm being attacked on all sides.
Like
The producer.
But even like AstroTurf reminds you of Major League.
I mean, it's baseball. I don't know. It's clever.
It's not. That's the thing.
Tired. This locker is going to be so much better. All right, let's move on from Major League. No one cares about our squabbles around Major League. The release of the year, Good Burger 2. Russ, you made us do a Good Burger video. You made us do it. We did a Good Burger video. Search our channel, find it, and watch it. I went in with the best intentions. You'll see I'm giving it my all. But Russ made us do it. He was like, we got to do a Good Burger video. It's coming out on 20th, what was it, 30th anniversary
I had to make
Steelbook?
sure this happened.
And then this comes out, and you watched it.
Fuck yeah, I did. I had to make sure, dude.
Did you
when
like
that Steelbook came out, I did. I really liked it.
And you're gonna get this. And you're gonna get the steel or the Blu-ray.
I'm hoping they put out a Steelbook, Matt. I'm hoping I get.
Is Abe Vigoda back?
I'm hoping come on, dog.
What about Carmen Electra?
Yes, and it's funny, dude. All right. Here's a good debate.
All right.
Comedy legacy sequels. Legacy sequels in general.
Usually
but
hate them.
Comedic ones. And I'm usually kinder to them.
Hate them all.
As if I go into Dumb and Dumber 2 or Anchorman 2, I know what I'm walking into. I am not expecting anything comparable to the original. And the intention for me is more, hey, I want to hang out with these characters I fell in love with in the original.
Mm-hmm.
It's never about, is this going to live up to it's impossible. Like, that'll never happen. So I always go, you look like you're about to punch me. What's going on?
I'm hearing you. I'm listening.
No, and Good Burger 2 did a good job of balancing it. But I also think because it's a Nickelodeon type thing, like, it was corny in 1997 or whatever.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard. All you got to do is make it corny, and it works.
And it still works
And it
because it's like
does.
the same.
But the challenge with these types of movies that Good Burger 2 succeeds on, heart. It got the heart right. It got the heart right that the original did, so they win. They win.
Did the guy that...
And I laughed. I laughed more in this than I have in many other modern comedies. There's the way they did the George Clinton cameo I laughed out loud.
So who directed the original Good Burger?
I don't know.
Was it by Dan Schneider?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Directed by Brian oh no, so it was I was trying to remember if it was directed by. So the first one was written by that guy Dan Schneider, who got canceled off of Nickelodeon for being kind of like inappropriate with younger girls on iCarly. Some Nickelodeon shows he was directing. It came out that he was being inappropriate in some way. I don't know what way. I don't know if he was touching people. It was like
He's in Good Burger.
That's what I'm saying. He wrote it, and I was going to ask you, is he back in this?
No.
But I don't think Nickelodeon gave him another chance.
No.
They threw his ass out. It's something to do with feet, I thought.
I don't know.
Something weird. He's canceled.
Dude, for reference, and this is how you can tell.
I'm going to look it up right now. I'll tell you what happened to him.
For anyone watching, I didn't grow up on Nickelodeon. The only Nickelodeon thing I've ever seen is the first Good Burger movie and now Good Burger 2. I never once saw any. I didn't have it growing up. So that should tell you that these movies are actually pretty good if they work outside of the built-in fan base.
We'll let the audience out there decide. Is this movie good? Is Good Burger good? Good Burger 2? Anyone? Is there any chatter going on with the chat with Good Burger?
Can I say one sweet thing that it did?
Fine.
What is wrong with you? Go, mother.
Goes to the sweet thing. I want to hear
Go
it.
stroke your AstroTurf, dude. Calm down. I love they did we already talked about this, the tribute to Sinbad.
Oh, yeah, the tribute to Sinbad.
I thought that was so classy that because dude, damn near there are so many callbacks, like you said, fucking
Everybody.
everyone from the original, with the exception of the child molester, who
Needed a
could
check.
be present, is present, and the callbacks are funny. They work. Like, let me just tell you this. Right?
Okay.
This is one funny joke in it. Do you know in the original, there's a part where they're in an asylum and they get out, like one of the patients is George Clinton and a whole musical thing happens. So there's distractions. And
they get out.
Right. Yeah. And that's funny. It's sweet, stupid kitty shit. There's one part in Good Burger 2 where, they're in some kind of shenanigans. They need money. And one of them comes up with the idea. oh, we could get like a bunch of celebrities together and like sing a song to raise money for us. I'm like, yeah, and they envision it. And you can tell it was done during COVID because of like the celebrities. And it's all just it's either SNL people or young celebrities I've never heard of, like YouTubers. And it's funny, it goes to each one. It'll be like Andy Samberg or something, and Maya Rudolph. And they're singing like, please save Good Burger. It's like dumb as shit. On the last one, it pans out like the Brady Bunch, right? Where it's showing all the squares together. But then George Clinton's on one, and he just slowly takes over the whole fucking screen with just him singing it like he's the best, like he's the greatest celebrity out of all of them and shit. I love the dude. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up to Good Burger 2. And anyone that's left,
it was sweet.
Good Burger 2 was sweet. Thank you, Paramount, for doing Russ a favor and putting this out.
The kid who played, he's probably not a kid. I'm sure he's like 19 or 20. The guy who played Ed's son. Hilarious. Nailed it. Hilarious.
Nailed it. The last thing for Paramount I wanted to share with you, Russ.
Good Burger 3?
I don't know if it's gonna match Good Burger 2, but it's a movie I've always wanted to see and haven't. Coming out from Paramount Presents in 4K. Primal Fear with Richard Gere.
Interesting.
Now, you know I'm a Gere guy.
You are a gearhead.
You know I'm a Gere guy, and
I'm a Nordo.
I've always wanted to see this, and I've always heard this is a really great film, a really great Edward Norton performance. Didn't he win for this? Like Academy Award, perhaps, or nominated? I'm not sure.
I mean, this is the movie that blew him up.
Blew him up, right? So I know enough about it, but I don't know everything. So no spoilers. But
I'm a Laura Linney guy.
I'm a bit of a Laura Linney guy. Alfred Woodard. And Frances McDormand.
Alfred Woodard? I don't even remember Alfred Woodard in this movie.
So
Alfred Woodard is great.
Yeah, she is. And then this Paramount Presents, they're doing the typical thing. They're still doing their thing. I don't see these get announced as often, but now they've got another one coming out, and it's in 4K, which is pretty cool. They're not doing the blue first. They're not doing a 48 hours on you again, Russ. So they're giving you the 4K straight away. Have you seen this movie?
I have.
Is it a good movie? Is it something you think I would like?
I think you will love it. I'm being honest.
If you like AstroTurf DVDs, you're going to love Primal Fear.
No, I'm serious. You know why? First off, it is good. I like it.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Okay.
I'm not like saying it's bad.
Okay.
It's good.
All right.
It is that sweet spot of yours of, man, this is mature adult 90s court drama kind of. This is Few Good Men.
Ooh.
This is Regarding Henry. It's that style.
Okay.
It's more in that vein than it is, American History X or Fight Club or something. This is a much more casual.
Oscar bait.
Yeah, in a way.
What do they
this is closer. I mean, the Silence of the Lambs has more edge than this does.
What do they have a primal fear of?
I can't. It's a movie that totally relies on the ending as well. Do you know that? Do you know anything about it?
I know enough, and I feel like I might even know what the ending is. But
I'm going
to try to keep it out of my mind in case I do want to watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
It relies on the ending.
It's
like Usual Suspects.
Yes. To me, for me.
So without that ending, it's not good.
That's
what you've said about Usual Suspects.
Totally. Yeah.
Same thing.
It's one of those movies, yes. I think Primal Fear would be forgettable without the ending. Yes. And actually, Usual Suspects is an excellent counterpoint to this. And you love Usual Suspects. It's that 90s. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes.
All right, Russ.
Yes. You should blind buy this.
Yes. This is it. This is the one. Okay. I should blind buy this. Anyone else out there watching Primal Fear? Are you a Gere guy like me? Have you been waiting? Or Gere gal? Let's not forget about the Gere gals.
I don't know, dude. China hates him.
They do. They don't really like him too much.
That's why he doesn't get cast in anything, because he's banned there, and that's where Hollywood makes all its money. It's like in the fucking foreign market. He's a big supporter of freeing Tibet. Like, he's a big activist for that in the 90s. And so China was like, screw you. If you put him in a movie, we're not allowing it to be. Like, you can't play a movie with Richard Gere there. I don't know if that's changed, but for the longest time. And you could tell it took a dent. He wasn't in a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Brad Pitt was in 7 years in Tibet. They banned him for that.
Oh, really?
It was that bad. I don't know.
Well,
wasn't that what it was called? 7 years in Tibet?
Yeah, but I don't know anything about that movie or anything. But I was asking, did they? Because I'd assume that movie is probably pro-Tibet.
Yeah.
if they would have done that too, Brett. Like Richard Gere, it's personal. It's not like he made a movie about it.
Yeah.
He is like an outspoken.
He's crusading.
Dalai Lama. Yeah, like
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's what happened to him.
What about it, Lindsay, the producer? What do we got out there? Any fans of?
Nobody chatting about Primal Fear.
What are they chatting about? What are people chatting about out there? Get us in. We're out here just talking about Primal Fear, and they're having their own conversation.
Well, back to Good Burger 2. UFTA.
Finally, back to Good Burger 2.
Relies on the twist at the end,
People
man.
want- No, UFTA said that they worked with Dan Schneider as a background actor.
What did you think, UFTA? Was there inappropriate stuff going on? He
Well,
got
this is kinda
removed.
funny.
Wait, what? He's-
UFTA said Nickelodeon sets had a weird vibe even when nothing bad was happening.
Even when nothing bad was happening,
do.
Nickelodeon sets always had a weird
I told you
vibe.
I didn't grow up with Nickelodeon. Actually, not even. I shouldn't say Nickelodeon but the Disney Channel. When I started to have kids that would watch that, and especially in the 2000s, this is some weird shit.
Yeah.
Man, very not sexual, but like fetishy. if
Like
that
focusing
makes
on
sense.
certain things. Well, that's what they were accusing this guy of
it's
like
a
focusing on
little
like feet and
too-
stuff.
Yeah, you just and like the commenter was saying, it's not even anything specific. It's just a very like lingering kind of feeling, or like
Yeah.
it's like these girls are done up too much or something.
Yeah.
Or it's like, what the fuck? I don't know. Nah, I get that vibe too.
Pass on the Disney Channel. Thanks for the update, Ufta. That's pretty gross. It's a shame. Dan Schneider. Do you know who Dan Schneider is?
He was the fat dude on Head of the Class.
And
I don't know.
Better Off Dead.
And all
Oh,
that.
he's in Better Off. I haven't seen Better Off. Dead
He's
in
the
a long
neighbor
time.
who's like what's his name? Frankie. He's like got the French exchange student that
Oh,
Lady
yeah.
falls in love with.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the guy that's like has a crush on her
Yeah.
first
Oh,
because
shit,
she's
you're-
with him.
I don't know why. In my head, I'm thinking that was Otho from Beetlejuice. And they kind
No.
of look alike.
Otho from Beetlejuice.
You know what I'm talking about?
Assistant Bob from Demolition Man, you mean? Bob, you look like a couch. He's like, take off the kimono, you look like a couch. Dennis Leary, classic. I'm Assistant
Man,
Bob.
they threw away the wrong white boy and Better Off Dead. Then they should have
did.
threw away the pedo.
They did. Any other titles you were excited about, Russ? I saw that in France, we're going to get Born on the 4th of July in 4K. In France.
I might have to
Not announced here.
import that.
Not announced here. Any other titles out there?
That's a
Anybody
great
else?
movie. That's another one you should blind buy. You love Tom Cruise. I don't even love Tom Cruise.
I might wait
but
for a US release, but yeah, it's good to know that it's coming out.
I feel like you're on kind of a stone kick too, right?
A little bit.
Go to that next, man.
Any
That's an
other
awesome movie.
any other releases out there that you all are thinking about that we did not talk about tonight?
We had a few folks a little while back talking about Godzilla -1.
I'm actually really curious about that. I mean, I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan in the world. You know, I enjoy, you know, some of them, and I also really like Pacific Rim. I mean, I like those concepts. But I keep hearing and reading so many great things about Godzilla -1. I don't know, is it a traditional is it a Japanese film? Godzilla -1? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I just keep reading like it's like really, really great. I don't know.
Is that still the special edition of Wild Things, or is that standard? Because I'm going to tell you to blind buy that too, man. I'm giving you a list.
I think Barnes & Noble's got a half off sale right now for Arrow. I'm assuming this $50 4K one probably is. Oh, it's the deluxe Steelbook, Russ. The Steelbook on the inside. What else are people getting out there?
Mozart's Ghost said that he picked up Severin's Della Morte Della More, and it's fantastic.
Severin.
You know what's funny? Did I watch, or I attempted to watch that movie once? I don't know. I don't have any, yeah.
No frame of reference
I've
on
got
that.
nothing. I want to say I watched that at one point in my life, but I can't.
No. Can't.
Kirk Redgate said that he said, what about Dead End Drive is coming from
Umbrella.
Entertainment.
What's Dead End Drive? do I not know
late 70s, early 80s horror film about. Oh, well, it was originally put out here. Vinegar Syndrome put out a special edition of it. It's about like a kid who's obsessed with movies and movie theaters. It's like a horror film.
Okay.
It's one of those that's like, as years have gone on, is getting more appreciation.
Yeah.
But think kind of like in the, I guess, Lost Boys realm, maybe.
Okay.
Even that's kind of weird, but think along those lines,
Okay.
like that.
Well, that's cool. And Umbrella's putting that out. Is it like a nice release for it too?
Yeah, it is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
That Bully release, that's like identical to the kids one.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool too. But like I said with Second Sight, and I like Bully.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I will
import
say
it. Not enough to import it.
I will say the one rumor I did see, just speaking on Umbrella, is so I got the Raid in 4K. Sony Steelbook came in the mail. I read that Umbrella's putting out one of their collector's edition versions for the Raid, like the one that you've got like for kids and stuff.
Just
like
Blu-ray though.
I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember reading that they're putting together a Raid special edition. Now, this I'm happy with, and it's really nice. The letters are all popping out. But that's kind of cool that there would be like a special edition that came out. I'd probably wait for 2 to come out in 4K and then see what goes on to get them all together.
Not only that, those are the titles now that a 4K scan exists. Those are going to get released to death. They're going to get released solo. They're going to get released as a package.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 2.
Those are cult titles, man, and they're going to continue to go up. Yeah, I'm with you. That was why I didn't get that Steelbook, but then I caved. I saw it. It was $29.99, and I caved. I was like, oh, God.
I think I got it for less. I want to support
probably
it
did.
because
I
I
waited
want the
till
second
last
one to
minute.
come out, and you don't know if it will or if it won't. And if it doesn't, I'm happy to own the first one. It's a Sony Steelbook. It's great. It's a nice steal. I mean,
And they're completely different movies, also.
They
So
are.
it's almost they're standalone films,
pretty much.
So
Yeah.
it's not almost.
Yeah.
It's not a thing if you don't have one or the
No.
other.
Well, thanks to everybody for hanging out. We're gonna wrap it up. We don't really, like I said, we don't have much else to cover. Like I said, we're gonna be doing these twice a month, basically every other Wednesday. We'll always make sure that there's a countdown thumbnail so people can, plan your lives around when we're gonna live stream. We'll be, of course, covering different news items when we come on here, conversing about different topics. Pretty soon, we're working on a video right now that's covering all of the U.S. boutique labels, and then we're going to do a separate video that's covering all of the more acclaimed international labels, well, international to us. Kind of a primer that's going to kind of go through our thoughts on each one of those labels. I know someone mentioned earlier that we should debate what the best label is. We didn't really go too deep into which one our favorite is. We kind of just give each one our pros and cons and talk about why we do or don't like some of them, what to consider if you're new to the game or someone that's been there for a little
I don't
while.
know if I could do that.
It's tough.
Honestly.
Like who's your favorite? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say because each label has the ability to put something out that you're blown away by and things that you're kind of like lukewarm on. So it's like who hits the most, I guess.
Yeah.
But we have that video coming out soon. We're also going to be sharing our entire 4K collections. We're going to be putting together every single 4K that Russ and I own and sharing every last one of those with you all to see if we truly are 4K kings or are we just 4K posers.
Allow me to reiterate, Harrison Ford is a 4K king. Wow.
He is a 4K king.
What's next?
And one other thing I might want to tease, Russ, because we actually haven't talked about this. Maybe we'll talk about it just right now for just 1 minute.
Hollywood Homicide's going to hit 4K?
I wish. In March.
I have a really funny story about that movie that I learned. It's another, oh shit. It's incredible what happened with that movie.
What, you're going to tell me off air? The people aren't ready?
We're getting off. If you guys are interested, no, I will say this. If there are any fans of Hollywood Homicide out there, go look up a video, but just type in Hollywood Homicide Carcino for Life with a K. And he has great stories. And all of his shit adds up from like stuff that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, damn. The Hollywood Homicide story. It involves Suge Knight, and it's incredible.
Wow.
And it will make a lot of sense what happened to that movie after you hear that story. But yeah.
I don't think I know what movie you're even talking about.
With Josh Hartnett and Harrison Ford. Exactly, you don't, because it was basically sabotaged. It came out in around 2004.
What was that movie that he was in with Brad Pitt that got sabotaged by Harrison Ford? Where there was
Own?
Yes.
I've never seen
I've read that article
movie.
too. Brad Pitt said the same thing. Harrison Ford basically came in, sort of changed a
Oh,
lot around.
no. Harrison Ford didn't do anything wrong with Hollywood Homicide. It's directed by Ron Shelton, who did White Men Can't Jump, Tin Cup, Bull Durham. You know what I mean? Like it was all acclaimed people. But dude, we're gonna get off. We're rambling.
You're rambling.
If anyone's interested, we'll talk about it next live stream.
What I was going to mention is coming up soon is Monster Mania.
What's that?
And we talked about, and that usually comes up around the springtime, and we talked about attending one of those and kind of maybe having like whether we just go there and maybe can meet some people that are in the area, maybe even have our own table to kind of hang out with folks as they come through. We're discussing big things for 2024, in-person events.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for viewing. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for hanging in for the whole time if you did. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Please throw this video a like. And we'll see you all soon. Bye now.
You really have no idea what Hollywood Homicide was?